Oh. Yo, what up? I gooned to Instagram pics of skinny women. Well, you're supposed to goon to muscle mommies. Ah, damn, I have to fucking just hang with this shit? Why can't I just use a fucking bald filter? Um, Chris donated $5. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Ever considered getting a punching bag? Well, yeah, I'd like one.
Check this out, VG, you're gonna love this shit. Take me lost post with a grain of salt.
Here we go. Jordan Peterson is taking some time off everything. He was diagnosed with chronic inflammatory response syndrome due to a genetic predisposition that causes the immune system to have an inability to identify and detoxify mold/bacteria in indoor air. The genetic predisposition is not that rare. It's in about 25% of people, but he has a severe version. So after claiming she cured her father's autoimmune issues, he needs to basically like retire and lay in bed and do nothing because he has an autoimmune issue where he's allergic to fucking air. Yeah. He's being exposed to a little bit too much air. Okay. Over the last year or so, he's been feeling the impact of CIRS more and more. Recently, he was exposed to a particularly moldy environment while helping clean out my grandfather's house after he passed away, which severely flared symptoms. So none of this makes sense, by the way. Isn't he rich? Like, why is he cleaning out his dad's house? His dumbass, broke, retard, fuckface, dickhead dad, who we know is like some like dumb hick retard. Why isn't he getting somebody to just do that for him? To be crystal clear, this isn't about akathisia or medication. He's not on any medication. It's an immune system dysfunction. CIRS is what is being behind his multiple health issues and random severe allergies, severe food sensitivities, Really been suffering bad since 2017. Only eating meat helped keep the symptoms under control. Yeah, because when you have like immune issues related to fucking bacteria, you want to eat dead, rotting animal flesh. That's really good for, reducing your exposure to fucking bad bacteria, you dumb bitch. CIRS is also the explanation behind recent canceled shows, canceled events, sporadic appearance of being run down, general weepiness. That's why he cries so much. He's pausing the podcast at the moment, but we're hopeful for a somewhat speedy recovery. Praise God. Doctors don't generally recognize. Just like the medical system didn't recognize ketogenic diets, like Medotril. Indoor air quality problem that caused chronic inflammation, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, Jordan Peterson has such a weak constitution that he's allergic to air, and he needs to live in a bubble from now on. And not even the carnivore diet can cure him. Milo, opiates, accelerants, antibiotics, antidepressants, herpes medication, something for allergies, asthma relief, birth control, ADHD pills, acne, and anti-androgen. Anti-androgen. More treatment for herpes. I'm not taking life lessons from the man who raised this catastrophe. Why did you? Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Registered nurse here. The valaclovir dosing she's on is for either recurrent genital herpes or suppressive therapy for genital herpes. Note that she's getting refills. We use much higher double quadruple short-term antiviral dosing in the treatments of cold sores, chickenpox, and shingles. And she clearly posted her own protected health information. Her exhibitionism is her problem. Dude. Yeah, seriously. Her parents are like just dumb fucktards. She's a dumb fucktard with herpes, and they're just a dumb fucktard family who's allergic to everything and needs to be on a billion fucking medications. And I guess they have herpes. Thanks for the donation, retard.
You own great, you go to witness this.
10 years after the Supreme Court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage across the United States, it could now be overturned. Senior Washington correspondent.
In recent years, Kira, we've been waiting for a case like this. Consider the case. And as you said there, they are getting that opportunity next instances to a gay couple in Kentucky. Anyone has texted.
Well, we already know of that story. Even with the Supreme Court the way it is, I highly fucking doubt they're going to overturn the same-sex marriage thing. Like, what's the argument? It's just silly. But, we'll see. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I know numerology is BS, but just in case anyone ever asks you or you're curious, you're a 7 life path with 8 energy if you do the math with your birthday. The 7 means you're smart and a loner. The 8 means wealth and karma.
Well, that's cool, I guess. That's fucking stupid. Numerology is fucking dumb. So
Waiting
just dumb. Thanks for the donation, though, Pooh. SV Forehead donated $2. On gear? Oh. That's crazy. This guy on roids looks smaller than I do. So he was on steroids. That's funny. Like, at least she's claiming that. Honestly, I don't really have much of a reason to doubt Luna. And Sverige did get in okay looking shape. Like, he wasn't like the most impressive like he wasn't like, you know, Jeff Nippert or me or, you know, whoever on YouTube, but he did look like he exercised. So, yeah, that would kind of explain things. Interesting. Thanks for the donation, SV Forehead.
And to think Jordan Peterson is a typical clown lunacy.
Well, we know he's not Christian at this point. He's like just a dumb bitch. But thanks for the donation, Dodo. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I literally am on steroids now, but I don't know why anybody would assume I was before when, like, even after 2 weeks, I've gotten bigger. Like, I already look different.
And legs. Haven't shown this in a while.
Bro, this guy is so awkward, like Jason Blaha.
I can do squats here. Whoops. Leg press is the best I can do.
Do you think Michaela is planning to kill her father and usurp the family name to grift off of his generational clout run? Maybe she took him to Russia for that induced coma all those years ago and expected him to die. She really got them crazy bitch eyes.
I mean, she had herpes at like 14. So like none of the like nothing any of them say ever makes any fucking sense. Like, it never adds up. So he's addicted to benzos, and according to her ex-boyfriend recommended going to a clinic in Russia that he knew to recover from it. Why? Why wouldn't you go to a clinic in, like, the United States at least? Which, like, is considered to have the best healthcare. Why would you go to fucking Russia? Like, what does Russia have that, like, Canada or the United States doesn't? It's just stupid. Like, none of it makes any fucking sense. Like, they're always hiding something, lying about something, stretching the truth. It's always something. So, I don't know. Maybe. It wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past her. Thanks for the donation, though, retard. Revived Cock donated $2. YoVG, have you heard of this Wild Woman's app that basically allows chick to post local guys and basically defame them and spread rumors about them? How's this shit on the App Store? Thoughts?
Stop.
Well, this is this isn't this the app that got like it wasn't even hacked technically, but all the women who are using it, their personal information was stolen, right? And then people made a fucking website ranking them from like least to most fuckable. It's pretty funny. Here's the thing, dude. Especially now, modern women are fucking losers. They just have nothing going on in their lives, and they're entitled fucking cunts with no hobbies. So anytime, like a boyfriend or something, like breaks up with them, they get pumped and dumped. They end up just getting like anything happens. Like, they dated a dude for a few weeks, and then he just didn't want to see them anymore. Simple as that. They're gonna obsess over it, get angry, post about it online. It's just what they do. Thanks for the donation, though, Revived Cock. We'll look at the video in a second.
React to this.
Let me see.
My name is Haya Adam. I'm a second-year Law and International Relations student at SOAS University. I got expelled by the university yesterday with an official email claiming that I met the allegations of harassment, abusive behavior, and operational obstruction based on a video which I was the voiceover in, politically criticizing somebody in a position of authority called Safia, who's a sabbatical officer from within our students' union. The panel also upheld this allegation.
So she's probably well, I shouldn't even say probably. So she's a dumb racist fucking bitch saying stupid shit, and they kicked her off campus because she's just an anti-Semite. They should hang you. Like, you shouldn't just be expelled from fucking campus. You should be hung. Society doesn't need you.
Based on other disciplinaries and suspensions I had throughout the year, again, simply for holding management accountable for their complicity in the genocide in Gaza, demonstrating the truly authoritarian nature of this institution, as those in positions of authority believe that they are above the law and that they are not allowed to be criticized.
Oh, weird. The person who says Antifada, Antifada, oh, fight, fight, fight for your freedom. Right. So the person who promotes using violence and, fighting the system, fighting the oppressor, get an AK-47 and strap a bomb to your chest. Oh, they're expelling me. They're not allowed to do that. This is illegal. I'm gonna get a lawyer or something, maybe, if I can afford it. Maybe I'll, make a GoFundMe, and, I'll ask people for money on the GoFundMe so I can get a lawyer, and then I'm gonna use the GoFundMe money to, buy a bunch of random shit that I don't need and not use the money the way I fucking said I was gonna use it. And then I'm just gonna go dark on social media and delete everything so that nobody can find me. Right. Uh-huh. So these people have absolutely no fucking values. They're just fucking just cunts. What a bitch. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Cam, don't need $2. Some garbage for you to watch. Let me see. they're literally filming dumb retarded fucking videos for propaganda. Jeez. It's funny how people buy this shit.
Low, I go lower. Why didn't let you hear?
Mr. Mays,
I'm sorry.
you are out of order,
Okay,
and I'm giving
sorry.
you your warning.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Disorderly.
I'm sorry.
I rule you out of order, and I ask that you would be dismissed from this meeting.
Nope.
Councilman Mays, please refrain from your profanity.
Hell yeah. And he gonna say he ain't relevant because I'm talking about something that just relevantly happened.
Mediation, and
You
there were
told
people in rooms.
details
That's
of who
not
in what
confidential.
room and how many.
But
and
I am
what.
going to finish saying this.
Oh, go ahead. He get loud, I'm gonna get louder. When they go low, I go lower. I give her permission to go to the roof of City Hall and do a double flip belly flop.
Do I have the floor? Do I?
Yes,
Do
you do.
Thank you very much.
What a fool.
If you can just sit your tail down in the seat, then you'll know what's going on in the meeting.
I ain't got no tail, girl.
No, that's Councilman Mays' mic.
No, it ain't.
Why is he still talking?
Because I got
Why
a
is
mouth.
he still
Why aren't
talking?
you still talking? Point of information. What is your point of information?
Point of order.
Point of order.
You playing on your phone.
No, I'm not playing on my phone. I'm taking care of business.
And also make mimicky things like that. I mean, is that an order, Mr. President?
Be removed if he
No,
persists in calling.
no, I got a call to go to the mayor's office. This don't stop. I don't care nothing about no rules. They go.
Oh, that guy's fucking hilarious. That guy's hilarious. Thanks for the donation, Cam.
I think a violent upheaval might happen in the UK on the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think so too, dude.
Tony, out of everything, you have your little opportunity to voice your opinion. Rather than sucking the cock of Saudi Arabia, you could have used that moment, yeah? 25 sexual assaults and rapes against minors from men living in hotels, migrants in hotels. 8 women have been raped. There were 11 attacks in 12 days in the last couple of weeks. And you use your platform not to talk about the invasion of our nation by a backward culture that doesn't integrate or assimilate. Go to Birmingham, go to Bradford, go to Luton, go to any of these areas with Islamic ghettos. Come out of Liverpool for a minute, yeah? You could have used your minute to talk about that. You could have spoke about the generation of Britain's daughters that have been raped. You could have talked about the fact that the Southport attacker, which you went mad about, had an Al-Qaeda manual under his fucking pillow. You could have talked about any of these things. Islam taking over our prisons, radicalising, recruiting, terrorism, jihad, attack after attack after attack. You could have spoke about any of that. What did you choose your fucking minute for? About Tommy Robinson. Because I said Islam was our enemy. 70% of the Quran talks about you, dickhead. It talks about how they should control you. There's 4 verses in the Quran that say they should rape your missus or your wife. That's the Quran. That's what it says. There's 100 verses that tell them to kill you, dickhead. So tell me you know nothing about Islam without telling me you know nothing about Islam. So how about you sit down, read something, so you actually are briefed and understand what you're talking about, instead of spouting shit to get...
Yeah, the UK is going to have a really weird, fucked situation in the next 5 years, I would expect. You're probably going to see some, like, pretty epic, crazy riots. Thanks for the donation, the best of scammers.
Did you know that Destiny's son self-identifies as a fascist and is big Nick Fuentes fan? Low-key kind of funny.
Yeah, I guess, that's what happens when you don't keep a good eye on your son. So, that's pretty retarded. Thanks for the donation, nigga. At least he's not gay as far as we know.
They went to Russia for the induced coma. BC in the West, doctors won't do something that risky because some person going through withdrawals wants to sleep through it.
So then, why would they go to Russia? If they would get better treatment that's less risky. Oh, right. They're trying to kill him. Yeah. She wanted him dead so that she could get inheritance from her father or something. Like, get some money from his estate. Thanks for the donation, though, retard. Appreciate it. You're literally gay. You out toy versions of male genitalia up your rectum for male viewers who pay you money. Well, it's not gay if you're getting paid. Well, Mage $90, this candidate is based. Let me see.
Uganda, Zoran Mandami, who's a landowner there, who's a lot of acreage, was protected by armed guards with AK-47s who were masked. AK-47s. When you win a major party nomination, as Zoran has done, beat Cuomo, got the Democratic nod, I got the Republican nod, I've said, no, I don't want cops protecting me. They need to be protecting people. We don't have enough. Why can't the PBA say, from now on, cop haters should not be getting a police detail? Look, Jumaane Williams hates cops. He's the public advocate. He lives in Fort Hamilton, the most secure location where he has to show ID when he goes in and out, but he doesn't want anybody else to show ID. The police take care of him. Controller Brad Lander, who hates the police, who voted to defund the police when he was a city council person. But Zoran Mandami is the worst. Why can't the PBA say, look, we shouldn't have to provide the detail. They have a lot of money. Let them hire private security.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Dude, it's fucking ridiculous. All these people who are anti-cop, anti-gun, they should receive no security, private or otherwise, since they're anti-gun, right? They don't want anybody to be able to defend themselves, so nobody should defend them. Why should they get a bunch of dudes with guns, surrounding them? So it's fucking stupid. I fucking hate these cunts. Pass Riders Law. My wife Nancy rallied outside City Hall today calling on the council hold hearing in Pass Riders Law. We proudly support Central Park Conservancy's demand to end cruel, outdated horse carriage trade. This guy seems fucking based, dude. Absolutely fucking based. I'm actually gonna follow him on Insta. Yeah, bro. Why aren't people voting for this guy? He sounds like a fucking dope-ass dude. Like, he's sharp. Short intro on who this guy is. Restricted video. Well, thanks for the donation, Will Mage. Appreciate it.
Once again to these college students who, by the way, should understand this, seeing how they always cry hate speech theme self's freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. Why doesn't anybody get that?
Well, dude, especially since these are the same fucking cunts who say, Antifada, Antifada, oh, you gotta use violent uprising. Why are they whining on social media about anything? Shouldn't they be grabbing, like, a fucking gun and making a bomb? And, like, getting their terrorist buddies and shit to, like, overthrow the university and, like, kill people? Just like the fucking Hamas they support? Like, fuck them. They're just fuckwits. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Dodo donated $3. Let me see.
I literally can't. I literally can't. We were just at the headquarters of the New York War Crimes yesterday protesting because this outlet can't stop, won't stop doing nonstop genocide propaganda for the Israeli regime. And then they come out with an...
Al Jazeera, 5 of whose reporters the broadcasters said were killed by an Israeli airstrike, has angered governments across the region that claim it gives voice to terrorists. The outlet denies that. It literally gives an outlet to terrorists. That's what it is.
An article smearing
Al Jazeera is a pro-terrorist outlet. That's what it is. They support Hamas. Like they're ideologically aligned. That's why Al Jazeera journalists were fucking keeping the fucking Israeli hostage in his apartment.
Anas al-Sharif. What to know about the Al Jazeera broadcaster targeted by Israel that claims it gives voice to terrorists? The outlet denies that. You guys notice the way their framing is insane? Like, they're framing! They'll be like, the Israeli military said on Sunday that they targeted this Al Jazeera journalist in a strike, accusing him of being a Hamas operative. Do you guys understand how fucking sick it is?
Dude, it is cringe when people say Hamas has
That they keep doing this. There is less than zero evidence that he had any affiliations with Hamas. And despite the fact that these people are supposed to be
You mean aside from literally being close friends with Hamas leaders? You mean aside from that?
journalists, they constantly start out their pieces with the Israeli military.
Okay, I've listened. That's enough listening to that. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Cam Donny Tillers, this is insane. I think she's kinda hot, and how are those clapped ass people laughing? Lol, Howard Stern, look in the mirror, bud. Howard Stern's infamous butterface contest.
Off the bag, here we go, and let's see the face.
She's cute. She's cute, dude.
Is that a speed bump on the way?
Stacy, it's got to be hard.
You know, I'm pretty sure this is just for like TV and stuff. I don't think they definitely found a bunch of models. Like, she looks like a model. Like, look at the tits here, like breast implants, really slim body. I think this chick works as a model, and what they did was they sent out a casting call, and they got a bunch of women who showed up for the casting, who got like probably $300 to show up here. And then, you know, because these people, they're in the entertainment industry and they're trying to like get jobs, they're probably going to be a lot of good looking girls who end up signing up, right?
When the crowd starts, James, you give her the microphone so I can talk to her. Stacy, it's got to be tough when the crowd starts freaking out when you take the bag off your head. Is it hard for you?
No, not really.
How did you end up here in the Butterface? Some guy tell you about it?
No, actually, my friend Candace had put me into it. Wow.
Yeah, she's fucking cute, dude. Well, thanks for the donation, Cam.
Can you please draw me getting railed by the new roided out vegan gains? I'm getting drilled so hard, you can see the veins in my head bulging. At the same time, I'm blowing Wally while I'm looking into his sweet eyes. Then Jesus sucking me off.
Suppose I can do that. Thanks for the donation, Chef Poppy.
React to this.
I think my son finally has a girlfriend. He just made me pull over so he can talk to someone. Look at this.
Who is he talking to? Oh, he couldn't talk to her in the car. Oh.
Looks pretty
Who's gonna
gay.
tell her? Sweetheart, your son takes Brajol in his ass. I'm just...
It's not really funny. Thanks for the donation, young nigga.
I'm pro-gun, but how effective would carrying a gun be if a group of people, say 2 or 3 people with guns themselves, confront and try to start shit with you? Having a gun wouldn't really be effective in that scenario, right?
Oh, you think so? Where was it?
Oh man, yeah. Hey, yeah, right there.
Yeah, I'm tired too. I'll fuck
Don't-
you up.
Don't shoot, man.
Get your ass up.
Yo, homie. That my briefcase?
Is it your briefcase? Yeah, it is. Why, you want it back?
How about your wallet? What else you got for me? Huh?
Yeah, that's about as effective as you could expect a gun to be when there's 2 people, or 2 or 3 people with guns fucking with you. So yeah, I'd rather have the fucking gun than not have a gun. Thanks for the donation, Skur. Will Mage, $22. I know you hate TikTok, but here's the same video you can still watch.
Republican Curtis Lewa is so serious about running for New York City mayor, he's even starting to take off his signature red beret. So let's rewind. Who is Curtis Lewa? How did he become one of the city's most recognizable figures? And could he be the next mayor?
I'm in it. I'll be there till November 4th.
Curtis Lewa is a native New Yorker born and raised in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and he's been a fixture of the 5 boroughs since the late 1970s. That's when he founded a public safety patrol, which later became the Guardian Angels. The Guardian Angels patrolled the subways back when they were much more dangerous. Sliwa is known for being straightforward and bold. He's even had run-ins with the notorious Gotti family. For the last few years, Curtis Sliwa has been an outspoken radio host, and now he's running for mayor for a second time. In 2021, Curtis Sliwa lost to Mayor Eric Adams, but he still picked up 28% of the vote. And with a crowded field this year, Curtis Sliwa sees an opening.
It's neck and neck between Mandami, Cuomo, Sliwa, and Eric Adams. He's so far down, he can't compete.
In his campaign so far, Curtis Sliwa has highlighted issues like public safety, animal welfare, and he's really been focused on this grassroots approach to reaching voters. Curtis Sliwa is a Republican, but he's not afraid to disagree with President Donald Trump, and he's not looking for a Trump endorsement.
I respect the president, but I think in a place like New York City, he has oftentimes said maybe he should stay out of it.
It has been 20 years.
He seems pretty based. I'd vote for that guy. Thanks for the donation, Will Mage. All right.
They Botez sisters interviewed Brian Johnson. They're chess streamers who streamed on Twitch. Here's a clip.
Give me 1 second here.
Are you autistic?
Oh, it's a good question. I don't know.
Have you ever tried taking a test?
I haven't.
What's your
assessment? Am I autistic?
Yes. It was an interview where you said that you were a kid and you assessed.
No more violins, 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 violins.
No more violins? I kind of like violins. think they're hard to play, but violins are cool. Thanks for the donation and violins.
Really, but VG he defends Trump. How can you vote for him?
I don't think he really defends him. He literally said he should stay out of New York City politics. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Do you use VersaGrips? They're goated, in my opinion. I think VersaGrips are for people who are too dumb to understand how to use lifting straps properly. Lifting straps work the exact same way, and they're easier to wrap around the bar. It's just that idiots keep trying to wrap it around and around and around when you only have to loop it around once. And they're also more secure on your wrist. Like that stupid padded Velcro thing, like it's just dumb. The only reason you'd use that is if you're a bitch and my wrist gets a little sore with the lifting strap. Like, I've never even gotten any kind of marks or anything on my wrist, and that's like I do really heavy weighted shrugs with lifting straps, deadlifts, like anything. Very heavily weighted. Never get any weird burn marks or anything on my wrist. So, I think VersaGrips are just for idiots who don't know how to use lifting straps properly.
The different social groups to figure out how to make friends with everyone.
What people were in what groups and then where they're at within that group. Were they the alpha in the group? And then I systematically went about and I became friends with everyone in the entire school.
Are you autistic?
Oh, you know.
Wait, what did you say at the end there?
Friends with everyone.
What people were in what groups and then where they're at within that group. Were they the alpha in the group? And then I systematically went about and I became friends with everyone in the.
That is weird. Very weird that he'd say that. He may have antisocial personality disorder traits. Like maybe one or two.
No more violins sounds like no more violence retard. No more violins sounds like no more violence retard. No more violins sounds like no more violence retard. No more violins sounds like no more violence retard. No more violins sounds like no more violence retard. No more violence sounds like no more violence retard.
Yeah, it does. Thanks for the donation and violence. Yeah, it's kind of weird. He's like talking about social engineering and crap. All right. Okay, there's me on steroids fucking you in the ass while you're sucking on Alawali's dick while Jesus is sucking your dick. Thanks for the donation, Chef Poppy. I like that one. That's actually a... Yeah, that's a nice drawing. Let's save that.
There is a dating app that will literally show you if men have verified red flags or green flags.
If you are on the T app, delete it.
This is a searchable map of all of the driver's licenses that just got leaked because of the T app.
I'm not sure you guys have heard of this yet, but there's this dating app that's currently sitting at number 5 on the App Store. However, this isn't a dating app in the sense that you're meant to find a relationship on it. It's used to vet potential male dates and make sure they don't have a suspicious background. Using a selfie and a photo ID, the T app verifies that you are a woman and grants you access to share, rate, and discuss present or past experiences you've had with men with other women anonymously. What could go wrong, right? A lot has gone wrong, a lot. So in this video, I want to explain the disastrous data leaks and horror stories from the T app, why it's failed to keep women safe, and how it's fueling the current gender war. The T app on the surface means well. If there are men with a criminal record or a negative record that hasn't been professionally documented, this app gives women the space to reveal the potential dangers that come with dating these men. And I don't doubt that many testimonials already shared about women finding out the dude they were dating is secretly a terrible, dangerous person are true. But the way T handles these stories and the user's data is really what makes this app so damaging. On their about page, you can see that, quote, T was born from a deeply personal mission to give women the tools they need to date safely in a world that often overlooks their protection. That deeply personal mission they're talking about, well, it actually comes from the founder, Sean Cook. Yep, a dude made the app. Okay, that's interesting on its own. Let's hear what he has to say. Sean launched T after witnessing his mother's terrifying experience with online dating, not only being catfished, but unknowingly engaging with men who had criminal records. Using his tech background, working for companies like Salesforce and Shutterfly, Sean built the app. But here's where we run into the first problem. That background he mentioned was mostly as the role of product management. The only real experience Sean has coding is during a 6-month boot camp in 2019. And that lack of experience definitely backfired. But first, let's talk about an app and product that is designed well, which is the sponsor of today's video, Applaud. Do you prefer to speak your thoughts out loud rather than write them down? I know a lot of people find solutions or articulate their points better through speaking. The problem is when you do that, the best you can do is just anonymous message board 4chan revealed that the T app uploads all its user verification submissions to a public Firebase storage bucket with the prefix attachments. If you're currently employed, I'll explain what that means in simpler terms. Basically, so long as you find a URL that stores all the pictures, you could gain access to it and scrape all the data specifically for that attachment prefix, with no encryption or authentication required. A lot of people are spinning this as a hack, but a hack actually requires someone to get through an encryption software. This was simply just a matter of finding a database and a URL. The original poster also wrote a Python script to download all the images in the database with ease, and other users began sharing images of the women on the app on the forums. Eventually, it reached the broader internet, and it was reported that roughly 72,000 images consisting of selfies and driver's licenses were leaked to the public. The irony here is that T states its one fundamental belief is that women should never have to compromise their safety while dating. But all it's done in this case is expose their private information to the public, fueling the very men that they were trying to put down. Cook, the founder, reported that this was an old database and anyone who made an account before February 2024 was safe from the breach. But how many people do you know that have changed their address or driver's license in the past year or two? And just when you think they might have improved their security, another data breach happened only a couple days ago.
Do you eat more protein when cutting or eat the same amount as when you're bulking?
The same. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference, so I just eat the same. Thanks for the donation, Yoshicity.
In this data breach, an independent security researcher now found it was possible for hackers to access messages between users discussing abortions, cheating partners, and phone numbers they sent to one another, as reported by 404 Media. Among the messages leaked, some of them include one user telling another they just discovered their husband on the app, another appears to show a woman contacting others about a man she's engaged to, and in some cases, women exchange their numbers in the DMs so they can talk off of the platform. It's here that the founder's initial promises become questionable. If you were truly concerned for all women's safety, would you really create an app without consulting a professional about the app's security first? I know a lot of people claim that this app was vibe coded, which is a slang term for an app that was mainly built with AI prompts, and if that's true, that would be especially fucked. But even if it isn't, how do you not place user data and security as the #1 priority on an app whose main purpose is to stop women from... We're gonna get into the app itself. Get ready for some of the stories you're about to read. So I am not a woman. My wife is a woman, but I'm not going to ask her to sign up for an app that's going to leak her ID just so I can see what's on there. Luckily, there's quite a good chunk of screenshots shared online. And they really thought they did something by not allowing you to take screenshots in the app itself. Like, you can't just use another phone to take a photo of that phone's screen, but, you know, whatever. From what I can tell, it seems like the home screen of the app is just an endless wall of photos of men. Then you can click into one of those photos and leave a rating in the form of a red flag or green flag. The person who uploaded the photo can also add in the guy's name, age, and location, and a short description, or they can either ask other women about the guy or share their own experience with him. Then other users can...
So they dox these people and give out their address. That's
The
great.
guy and leave comments on the post sharing their experiences too. This New York Post article sharing screenshots from the app shows just how insane some of these exposés can get. This man has genital herpes and is known for being slimy and in every girl's DMs. Have you dated my husband? Seriously, we are not in an open relationship. Someone went to the lengths of finding my email to tell me they went on a date with my husband and sent me this screenshot amongst 20 others. Abusive NYC influencer, serial cheater and pathological liar, always has 5+ girls on rotation. Many believe they are in exclusive relationships with him. Now, do you remember what I disclosed about the user sign-up process in the intro? Everybody is anonymous. That means there's no way to verify whether the person making the post has ever even met that guy, let alone if what they're saying about the guy is true. And I don't want to turn into the very people I'm criticizing in this video by saying, oh,
I can guarantee you half the women posting this shit just don't like the person and they're making all this crap up.
all these women are lying, all of them are trash and terrible people. Like, I have no doubt that a lot of the stories on this app, these scary stories, are true, especially when they've been confirmed by other comments. But I also have no doubt that thousands of women are using this app to demonize men who broke their hearts or who they had bad experiences with to make them look way worse than they actually are. I mean, let's read a bit deeper into these descriptions. A new NYC loser, desperate and disgusting, looking for clout. Narcissistic rich boy, not an eater, like hates to do it and is really bad at it. Has a super small and dirty... Come on, man, what does that have to do with keeping women safe? I mean, okay, a couple things in there would keep a woman safe, but what do you... These are just personal shots at the guy. If you go to T's terms of service on their website, they explicitly state that T dating advice makes no warranty whatsoever, that any of this information is accurate, and does not pre-screen content uploaded by users or verify the statements of its users. So you can quite literally slander anybody's name with false information who you have a personal vendetta against, and nobody will be able to know who posted it. Do I smell defamation lawsuit? Because that's what a lot of these posts actually are. There's already been many stories of men finding themselves on T, with women just roasting them and spreading rumors.
Oh shit, man, they got me on the T. I didn't went back and forth since March. Things have been going well, blah, blah, blah. He just pretty secretive with his phone, but I fuck with him. I just want to know the T.
I just want to go comment. He had to go to CVS, so he took my car and was gone for 3 days and came back with hickeys on his neck. What?
Dude, they posted me again, and I got 100 red flags with 0 green flags.
And then there's the subscription aspect of it too, and what that gives you access to. For $15 a month, you can run reverse image searches, look up a guy's phone number, and get background checks to uncover criminal records. So basically you can just like full-on dox dudes for $15 a month. And it's mind-blowing that this isn't illegal, but it actually might be, depending on the information that they're giving their users. Nowhere in their terms of use do they explicitly say they offer background.
You know, it's strange that feminists preach that men need to learn to move on from things when women can't seem to do that. Theme self-worth men that broke up with them.
Women take breakups way worse than men do because, again, women don't have personal lives. Their lives revolve around the relationship, so they're going to still obsess over their ex-partners. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Background checks, reverse image searches, or access to criminal records. And yet because they do, they're walking a legal tightrope by not disclosing it in their user agreement. If they're relying on third-party services, which is implied in their section about external services, they are distancing themselves from legal liability, but that...
Oh no, it's Yap again's back at it with the yappin'. Draw VG shooting a giant load out of his fat cock and the most insane wide-eyed grinning expression possible. Like Joker level smiling. VG is so eager to see a fat load and he's saying holy shit.
Alright, I can do that. Oh, man. Fuck. Gum Gum. Gum Gum's making noises upstairs. Alright, there's me jerking off and with a big, huge grin on my face while jizzing. Thanks for the donation, Gigliardo. I'd say that's pretty accurate.
That doesn't mean the use of those services is automatically legal. I would have to know more about the app to...
I'm not on a cycle, I'm just taking steroids. I'm never coming off, I'm just doing steroids, and yes, I'm gonna get regular blood work, at least every 3 months. If you're taking steroids and you're not doing regular blood work, you're a fucking idiot. You're gonna... Even if you're just doing testosterone, you need to, at the very least, keep track of your, like, hematocrit, red blood cell count, and you also want to make sure your lipids stay within a good range.
to determine whether it is actually illegal or not. So if anyone has experience running these background checks on the app, do leave a comment. And either way, it emphasizes the point that this app is walking a fine line between what is legal and what isn't. But that's not what I really want to focus on regarding what will come out of this app when it inevitably gets removed from the App Store. What I want to talk about now is how this app is doing way more harm than good when it comes to the dating crisis and current gender war. When dudes see other dudes getting outed to the public without proof or their consent, even men with good intentions who are kind, caring, and safe are now going to be even more terrified of approaching women. Because with every interaction that doesn't go perfectly, they become paranoid, thinking, what if I end up as the next T-app horror story? The most logical, safe route at that point is to just not date at all. And for the women...
Bro, once there's, like, good sex robots, men aren't gonna date women anymore. Like, it's just over. Why? Like, women are doing this stupid shit, why would you date a fucking woman when they're gonna, like, dox your information, make up shit about you, because you didn't want to pay for her, like, $80 fucking lobster steak meal? You know, like, it's just fucking crazy. So, yeah, as soon as there's good sex robots, like, you know, in Blade Runner, nobody's gonna date.
Then why do feminists always say it's men who must learn to move on when these very same women clearly can't do that themselves?
Because every accusation is an admission when it comes to these people. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Can I smoke weed once a week and live forever? Smoking weed once a week is not going to be making you live forever. So, yeah, smoking weed in that frequency is not going to make you immortal.
All this app is doing for many of them is acting as proof that men aren't shit and all men are trash and you can't trust anything they say, all because of a small percentage of men that are being exposed truthfully. It sends the message that no man is who he seems to be on the surface, which simply just isn't true. And again, let me reiterate this, which a lot of y'all are probably going to call me a pick-me for because you can't criticize your own gender these days, but I understand why a lot of women are scared of men. Dudes be scary sometimes. When I was a teenager and I had negative riz...
Women are not afraid of men. They are not. If they were, you would see way higher rates of women carrying firearms. You don't. Men carry firearms far more often than women do. And, like, you can just look at self-defense products that are being sold and are being targeted for women. They're never firearms. Like, at best... it's things like tasers or pepper spray. But at worst, it's things like rape whistles, these like really shitty Alibaba extendable batons that don't do fucking anything, that are like that are like the size of a thing of lipstick and then have like that extendo thing that can't do anything. So women are not afraid of men. If they were, they'd be carrying firearms. Secondly, if women were afraid of men, there wouldn't be this like massive explosion of the amount of women on dating apps. Like if you go back 10 years ago, there used to be a massive disproportionate amount of men on these dating apps versus women. Now it's about 50-50. If not, there's more women on the dating apps now. So women are fine with meeting up with random dudes and they're not carrying guns. Women are not afraid of men in the least. They just say that because they're neurotic idiots, but they're not afraid of men. Nothing they do indicates somebody being afraid. So it's all just bullshit.
I was probably scaring the hose with my zero game. On a more serious note, it is some men that commit most of the SA crimes, so I can understand why you would be skeptical about developing romantic interest with some men. But
I meant, is smoking once a week going to hinder my health? Marijuana and marijuana products are not 100% safe. So it's hard to say. I'm not like an expert in this, but what I do know is increasing dosages and frequency of marijuana use is associated with a number of health problems, particularly neurodegenerative disorders and psychiatric disorders like schizophrenia. I don't think there's a huge association with marijuana use and things like cancer. Like, obviously, tobacco is far worse. But marijuana does seem to cause brain damage. And it is linked with neurodegenerative diseases. Like loss of, memory. So, you're going to develop memory problems earlier on in life than you normally would. And psychotic symptoms, and including schizophrenia. So I would just say the less you smoke and the less frequently, the better. I'm not aware of any data so far that have actually been able to identify a safe upper limit. So again, the dose sort of makes the poison. But I don't know of any research that has actually been able to calculate a safe upper limit. So the best advice I can give you, the less you smoke and the less frequently, the better.
But this is where we have to expand and look at the bigger picture. Look past all the drama and the negativity and all the really crazy headlines around this app. The vast majority of men are going to have no reason to show up on this app, and the vast majority of women are not going to be posting on this app. I'm sure a lot of women are lurking on the app just to get the tea because humans are attracted to drama, but it is probably only a very few select men getting exposed and only a few select women doing the exposing. And that doesn't make it right, but it proves that men should not be terrified of approaching most women, and women should not be terrified of developing romantic interests with most men. Now we've even got these male versions of the T app spawning, which by the way keep getting taken down from the App Store, and there was even a sort of rating site created from the pictures of women leaked in the data breach. But it just goes to show how much chaos and controversy T has created amongst men and women instead of doing the thing it was actually designed to do. All because the digital era has removed the boundaries of privacy for things that are meant to stay private, like rejection, heartbreak, or the messy in-between stages of dating.
Women are just way too fucking entitled now, dude.
That nuclear...
It's that simple. They're just way too entitled. Dude, this is some of the most epic workout footage I've ever seen. This really shows just how fucking stupid Sverige is. That is a really shitty calf machine. I've never seen anything so stupid. A man who cannot control his penis and doesn't value intimacy is undateable. That's how they get so many hookups, right? Like, it's just so stupid. Like, maybe for you, but, like, there's a reason why there's some dudes who are able to have sex with so many women. It's because there's something about them that women find attractive, and then women end up complaining that, oh, they're not loyal, they fuck around, but that's the dude they want to date. That's why they, like, drop their fucking panties for them, right? Yeah, this is old footage.
Remember that novel The Shrinking Man about masculinity being in crisis back in the 50s with the upcoming women's rights movement? Well, this right here with these women being replaced by sex robots is like that but in reverse.
Is that what the movie was about? 1950s, masculinity was in crisis. That's a really odd decade to talk about that. Like, that's right after World War II. I wonder what people could have been thinking back then. But yeah, sort of. Dude, it is over for women once the sex robots come. Like good sex robots. I don't mean like the weird ass fucking dolls they have now, but yeah, once we got like Blade Runner kind of technology, you know. Yeah. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Son Goku donated $2 based. Oh my god. It's literally an egg. Dude, his head is literally an egg.
Thing women do in
Why is Instagram so fucking loud?
the gym, that's a complete waste of time.
I am not going to name one specific thing that people do. What I am going to say is that there are many people who go to the gym without a focus and pick up weights, move them around, take selfies, video themselves, and then leave. The reality is most women don't put in the amount of effort that they need to in order to focus on forcing the adaptation that they want. So if you're not going in with maximum effort, intensity, dialing it in, being focused for 45 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't care how long it is, but you can't be disappointed with the results that you're not achieving from the work that you're not doing. And just showing up and going to the gym, that's a great start. All right, I'm not going to ever fault somebody for going. Of course you should. At the same time, it also matters how you use that time. Using the Stairmaster to grow your glutes because you're doing kickbacks on it because you saw some influencer do it isn't going to build your glutes. Right? You need to do heavy hip hinging exercises that
Women do everything to avoid actually training hard in the gym, and then they see some like dumb bitch fucking fitness influencer who has a Brazilian butt lift and got cosmetic surgery, doing like some of the stupidest, worthless exercises that don't do shit, and then they copy it, and then they're like, why aren't my glutes growing? Oh, well, the fucking influencer you're looking at got fucking plastic surgery on their ass. I wonder why.
Target your glute tissue. Learning to train to failure is a benefit. Do you need to train to failure all the time? Absolutely not. You need to understand what that feels like. Failure is not the feeling of discomfort. Failure is the inability to perform one more repetition through the full range of motion, right? With maximum effort. You cannot possibly contract that tissue one more time, right? That is failure. So learning to push past the discomfort, focusing on the intensity and the quality of your training movements. So many people aim to lift heavy. Hip thrust is an example of this, where you're not actually engaging the tissue and you're not going through the full range of motion and you can't get the full flexion or extension of the entire movement while performing it because you're focused on lifting as heavy as possible or driving different compensation patterns because you're not doing unilateral work. And there's a lot of issues as far as like what you think you need to do in order to achieve the result you're looking for and the work that is actually required in order to achieve the result that you're looking for.
What happened to this guy's head? He's an egg. And then like down here, he like has hair. Yeah, he's uploading like old images of himself with hair, and he's like literally an egg now. Well, yeah, she's right. Thanks for the donation, Son Goku. Dodo donate $2. Let me see. 15 minutes outside can change your day and your life, sharpens your mind, strengthens your body, restores the connections so many of us have lost to each other, to nature, and to ourselves.
Secretary, and this is CMS Administrator, my friend Mehmet Oz, and we're out hiking in Colorado and Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. And I try to hike every day because it improves my focus, my clarity, my creativity. It also gives me sunlight. The sunlight is medicine. It gives you vitamin D in your body. It also
Yeah, you want to avoid sunlight, especially during midday with like peak UV exposure.
helps you adjust your circadian rhythm so you can sleep better at night.
Lots of other benefits, cardiovascular benefits, because you're getting your heart going, and it gets your blood sugar where it needs to be. It's great for keeping muscles that are strong. But one of the things I like the most is fall prevention, because you do trip sometimes and you can catch your balance.
Move a muscle, change a thought. If you want to change a bad mood, if you want to get out of your loneliness, this trap of loneliness, go out for a walk. And better yet, when I go out for a walk, I always try to take a friend. Because you have these discussions with them that would never come up otherwise in life. You experience a kind of intimacy and connection, not only to your friends, but also to nature. And God talks.
Just make sure that you don't drink still water when you're on your hike and bring a water bottle. That's how I got my brain worms.
So as through many methods, through organized religion, through great books of those religions, through wise people, through art, literature, music, and poetry, but nowhere with such texture, grace, joy, and detail as through creation. We come here because this is the way that God taught us to link us to our Creator, to link us to the 20,000 generations of human beings that were here before laptops. If you want to have good health, if you want to have good connections to your community, your environment, get out and do at least 15 minutes of walking a day.
I'd rather take steroids and just work out at my home gym and not have to interact with anybody. That sounds like more fun. But, you know, not bad advice overall.
صوت صفير البلبل هيج قلبي الثمل.
Okay.
But you need a mask if you're going to be in here.
That's okay. I don't. I'm sorry, but you're just not going to treat people like that.
What do you
I can't.
Sheriff, there's a
Hey,
mandate.
Joe.
I have.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, Tony, how we doing?
We're fine.
If a healthy person with a mask.
No, here we go.
gets exposed to a COVID-19 person without a mask,
Yeah.
then they got a 70% chance of catching it. But if we all wear them, then we can reduce the transmission rate to 1.5.
You don't even know what you're talking about. 1.4% of nothing is what?
And actually, Joe, this is simple because there is a state mandate.
No, that's it's not enforceable.
It is enforceable.
Was that like actually something Joaquin Phoenix did? What movie was that?
We saw Elon yesterday. He said, quote, OpenAI will eat Microsoft alive. And then Satya responding to that. What do you think when you read that?
You know, I don't think about him that much.
What do you think of the larger?
It's just all bullshit. The OpenAI is like lagging behind right now. Breaking: Israel in talks to resettle Gazans abroad. South Sudan is one of 5 countries discussing resettlement. Pretty sure South Sudan is not a very nice place. Yeah. Yeah. So this is South Sudan. I think if they're resettled in South Sudan, people in Gaza are going to kind of realize they took a lot of things for granted and, you know, they didn't realize how good they had it. South Sudan is not a great place. Other options on the table include Indonesia, Libya, Ethiopia, and an undisclosed African nation. Yeah, all complete shitholes. These discussions come amid efforts to create long-term regional solutions post-Gaza war. If Europe can push Israel to recognize a Palestinian state, can Israel explore a voluntary resettlement with willing partners? Your thoughts? Oh my god. We're gonna hear a lot of crying, right? Yeah. Idiots. Well, you know, they're asking for it. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. I'm not from Somalia. Retard donators, who knew it'd be this easy? Did this brave young man just single-handedly end the Israel-Palestine conflict?
I just want to say free Palestine and the genocide, and the BBC is complicit.
All right, we're here to talk about A-level results. All right, thank you for your thoughts. We're here to talk about A-level results.
BBC is complicit. Like, they're one of the biggest fake news outlets for the Gaza war. They straight up push Hamas. Like, bro, the BBC ran a fucking documentary where they literally uploaded footage that was it was directed by Hamas. They were filming a child who was trained by in doing interviews. The child was a Hamas member's son. He was trained and given a script, and they were directed to go to certain sites where they were just lied to, and then they uploaded all the shit as if it were fact and didn't fucking mention that they were filming a Hamas member's son who was given a script and they were directed around sites in Gaza to push a fucking narrative. And even that's not good enough for these people, and then they still say the BBC is complicit. There's... Unless you say, I hate all Jews and I love Hitler and I want to kill all Jews, free Palestine, these people will turn on you and then say you're a genocide supporter.
Today, Gaza, a whole different subject. Just tell us.
Bro, and I mean, look at this. Fucking skinny little bitch dork twink with fucking glasses. The BBC is complicit in a genocide, I just want to say the BBC is complicit in a genocide. All gay, weak retards. Well, thanks for the donation, retard. Dodo donates others. Remember blog Lottie's who made it worse the fitness industry on her. She is an example of what you're saying with women fitness influencers giving the worst training advice also. Yeah. She's a just a complete dumbass. Just literally gives people worthless fucking garbage content. This is America, obey our laws. Great job, officer. See comments for additional video. When a Muslim woman thinks she's untouchable, by search or arrest.
This Islamophobe white guy, I'm driving, minding my own business.
Come over here.
I'm driving, minding my own business, right? This is recorded, right?
Oh, yep, it's recorded. Over here.
So if you back him up because he's white,
come here.
You're gonna pay for it.
I don't want you to get hit.
So here's the thing. I'm driving, minding my own business, following the speed limit. Here comes this white guy, trying to outspeed me. Are you listening to me or not?
I'm trying to tell my people that I'm out with you, so give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second, man, please.
Right, because you're not gonna defend Islamophobic.
Give me 1 second.
He tried to kill me.
165, I'm out with her.
Yeah, he tried to kill me, right? He tried to kill me.
Okay, so what happened?
He tried to kill me. I'm about to videotape this because he tried to kill me. You're not gonna kill me in this neighborhood, okay? You're not gonna defend Islamophobe. Alrighty, here you go.
Making claims of Islamophobia.
Yeah, he's Islamophobic.
Okay, so can we talk about what happened?
So I'm on my way to you, by the way.
Okay, I'm right here. I'm right here.
I'm on my way, not to you, to the police.
I am the police.
3 minutes away.
I am the police.
So here's what's happening. Are you coming too, or
so where this occurred is my jurisdiction. So I need you to talk to me. I need you to talk to me.
People are recording too.
We're recording.
Yeah, over here too. They're recording.
Okay, that's great. Can we talk about what happened?
So I'm driving, minding my own business. There's this Islamophobic white guy behind me, literally driving me to I don't know where, almost about to hit me.
Okay.
So I'm slowing down because I don't know what's going on. So he speeds up. You see how scared I am?
Yeah, I see it.
Right. So he speeds up in front of me.
Okay, we just want to talk about it.
Right. So he speeds up in front of me, and he's.
Lady, like, are women even allowed to drive in the country you're from? Like, maybe just stay at home and be a breeding sow for your fucking, like, Muslim husband that you were, like, married to at 9? If this is such a problem for you?
Starts, like, you know, breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking on his way to try to kill me. So here I am trying to avoid him. I need somebody Muslim to help me out with this.
I don't think there's anybody around here that speaks
Well,
that.
you're not gonna make me pay for being.
Okay, I think your English is fine. I can understand.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh, this guy is such a normie. Oh, that's adorable. He thinks Islam is a fucking language? Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm not saying my English is fine. I'm saying that he's the Islamophobic, and he's the one who called the police while I'm on the way of calling the police. So if you're over here, you're gonna take my police report, and I'm gonna leave, and you're gonna make him pay. This is what's gonna happen. You're not gonna make me pay for what the Islamophobic guy did to me. So I'm telling you, you're gonna pay for this. I am telling you, you let him go free after he tried to kill me. You're gonna pay for this.
Okay, so we need to start from the beginning and get everybody's story, okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're getting everybody's story?
Yep.
Get my police report right now.
That's not how this works. Police reports just don't pop up. I gotta type it out. Takes a couple days.
Watching? Are you watching?
Ma'am, can we please just talk?
Is everybody watching?
Can we please just talk over here?
We're not gonna talk over here. You're not gonna disrespect me.
Can we please talk calmly and try to figure out what happened? You will get your police report, I promise.
Yeah. Cops have it hard sometimes. Saran Mamdani was booed and yelled at when he made an appearance at a food establishment in Staten Island on Wednesday. He was told he's not welcome, called a Jew-hating piece of shit. Dope.
Sorry, I want something to eat. I don't like something to eat. Let me tell you something, man. You are not welcome in this island. October 7th, Jew hater. You fucking Jew hating piece. Hey, Mr. Mandandy, can I talk to you? This is my island. You're not welcome here. Excuse me. You hate Jews. You hate this country. You hate this island. Big shot full of Tom Hall.
Well, that guy's based. Thanks for the donation, retard. Or, I mean, Dodo.
Turns out the future is not female, it's AI.
Yep. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Wrong donated $2.
There are
The video Netanyahu doesn't want you to see. That's gonna be great. Alright, let me see this other link. A Jew putting baby at risk.
Do you think we could check out that Rabbi Shmuley Gary the numbers guy debate? Looks munty.
Yeah. Yeah, we could give it a bit of a watch. Thanks for the donation, Digga.
hundreds, if not thousands, of videos of beheaded Palestinian babies and children, Palestinian children with...
What in the I'm sorry. Are we claiming that Israel is cutting off kids' heads?
And children, when they're beheaded and their limbs are severed and they're found hanging from trees with half of their body missing, that they are not worth the coverage.
So they're finding dead kids and cutting their arms and heads off and then blaming Israel for it when these kids were already dead somehow and they're mutilating the corpses. Israeli forces used 80-year-old Palestinian as human shield before killing him. Yeah, I love those stories. Sure they did. Oh my god. This is not the W they think it is. So yeah, these fucking freak crazies are literally finding dead kids and mutilating them and then saying Israel killed the baby or something. Palestinian family assaulted something or other.
What is he doing to her? She's going home. She's walking out. Go. What are you doing? Don't touch me.
Like, what? Oh. Oh my god, Israel's so bad. Michael Jackson dangles his baby over hotel balcony. Yep. I remember that. I don't think he's Jewish, though. Thanks for the donation, Wrong. Just Random Vids donated $2. Let me see. Oh. My goodness, that's a nice lizard.
Okay, you're probably good.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh my god, that's a nice lizard. Oh wow. He looks nice and cuddly. Oh. What a nice cuddly lizard. Oh my god, look how big that lizard is. Oh, his tail is so pretty. You like Falling in Reverse, the lead singer is based. I don't think I've ever heard of their music.
Indian flag.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate Instagram.
Communist says, bad but still not as bad as the Gangster's Paradise cover. I agree, Gangster's Paradise is ass. Of course, the Palestinian flag, communist / socialist. You're a communist and you're a socialist, bro. I fucking hate you. Bro, I hate these online fake, like, activists. Where's your fucking trans flag at, brother? Where's your Black Lives Matter? Is that 2022 and it's not popular anymore? You're only a fucking communist because you're broke. All these fucking online communists are literally just poor and they're mad. They don't have anybody to blame, so they blame their government and they blame everyone else. Bro, you don't have money, so wah! Fuck you, you're fucking retarded. I hate all you communists, socialists, fucking, you're so fucking confused, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy seems pretty based.
Everything I have is yours.
One little, two little, three little engine.
Jeez. Bro, that is insane that they were able to make this. Holy fuck.
4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Uh-oh, sorry, that one was a half-breed.
No way. Oh my god.
35, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
99.
Yeah, that's pretty racist. Thanks for the donation, just random vids.
I know you hate Newsom, but he's playing the game against chuds better than anyone right now.
Let's see. Final warning, Donald Trump, maybe the most important warning in history. Stop cheating, or California will redraw the maps, and guess who will announce it this week? Gavin Newsom. Very powerful team, don't make us do it. Thanks for your attention to this matter. Beyond the beautiful, perfect maps, Donald Trump has much bigger problems soon. I, Gavin Newsom, will be sharing records that should concern him. I didn't want to release them out of respect for his office of president, but Mike Littleman Johnson's House Oversight Committee has requested them. Whoops. Won't be pretty for Donnie, or Donnie J. Many are saying it could be the final nail in his long career of lying. This and the maps, it's over. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Congressman Greg Abbott, who is in a wheelchair, and Newsom says he rolled over for Trump. That's almost as bad as Jasmine Crockett calling him Governor Hot Wheels. You know, we asked for a statement, and Newsom's office said something flippant like, you know, oh, you're so woke. He'll get over it. Abbott will get over it. Your response to that?
I don't know why the Democratic Party is so like scared and pathetic of like offending anybody and playing, you know, dirty like the Republicans do. It's kind of funny how Gavin Newsom's the only one who's figured it out. But yeah, they need more of that energy. Thanks for the donation, retard. DD donated $2. Let me see. Oh yeah, I've seen this.
So the number one thing you don't do is a flat bench. Motherfucking ever. Never do flat barbell bench. It is the dumbest fucking exercise. Unless you're competing in powerlifting, you do not flat bench. Just like you wouldn't do conventional deadlifts or sumo deadlifts, just like you wouldn't do a back squat. The three core movements for powerlifting are not useful in bodybuilding. Variations of them are, but the actual exact way you do them for powerlifting is not done in bodybuilding.
Like, I understand what he's saying. A lot of dudes who are pro bodybuilders, they end up just getting so big and strong that, yeah, flat barbell benching ends up becoming extremely risky, especially like during contest prep. So I get what he's saying. I mean, it's only really for pro bodybuilders and shit that really have to worry about that. If you're a natural bodybuilder or you're not taking that much steroids, I really wouldn't worry about it. Thanks for the donation, though, Didi. Appreciate it. Who IRL has a physique most like Kazuya Mishima, in your opinion? It would have to be somebody in, like, classic physique. Let's see. Can't remember the dude's name. It's not Chris Bumstead. There's some like two other dudes, I think. Yeah, it's probably some classic dude. I can't remember all their names. Yeah, it's gonna be some kind of dude in classic. Thanks for the donation. Oh wait. You didn't donate. Somebody in chat asked that. Sverige is literally retarded. Oh, that's Sverige working out.
Who is that girl in the background there? Look. Oh my god.
He is not able to get over any of his exes.
Nuclei never leaves. You might not hold as much mass as you did when you were on cycle, right? And I think that could be what's happening here with Hussein. People are saying he doesn't look as good, well, because when he was on gear, he was getting all those benefits while also increasing the amount of nuclei in his muscle tissue. Now the nuclei.
Trash donated $2. You know who else is based? The lead singer for Disturbed. He even signed a bomb that targeted Hamas. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's Jewish. That dude's based as fuck. Yeah, I'm aware. Thanks for the donation, Trash.
Nuclei never left, but he's not getting all those other benefits to help him look as good as he did when he was on that cycle. Again, this is just my theory based on science that we all try to cover here, right? Yo, what's up, guys? The OG is back, man. I have to cover this topic because things are just getting out of control.
You know what? Being on steroids and experiencing some of the, like, side effects, if you can call them that, I've noticed some things. Oh, I love that sidecar. Oh, that is so cool. If I could find one of these and it was at, like, it wasn't $1 billion, like collector's items, like, oh, dude, I would get this in a heartbeat. That is so cool. That is such a sick-ass sidecar. Has fucking car tires on it, too. Dude, that is so cool. Why don't they make shit like this anymore? Like, 80s were just... Everything was so cool in the fucking 1980s. That is so cool. Anyway, let me see if I can find the posts. I've been getting recommended this fitness influencers shit. Oh, that's a Bugatti EB110. That's a really nice car. I've been getting recommended this one fitness influencer's posts over and over again lately. I don't know if it's gonna show up in my feed. But Greg Doucette made a video on him. He's this like really lean, ripped dude who I think he used to do gymnastics, and a lot of people were questioning whether or not he was natty. And the guy said like, "Oh, I only weigh like 158 pounds or something. Like I'm not that big. So like I just have good proportions and stuff." He is really, really fucking just ripped and fucking shredded. Like shredded. Just crispy looking. And like he's got to be right around 5% body fat, if not like maybe even slightly lower, like around 4%. Dude is fucking ripped as fuck. Let me see if I can just find it. So I think there's more fake natties than we even realize. Let me see. Should be able to find them quick through just searching. I think that's a playlist. He did a video on the guy not too long ago. Where the fuck is it? I can't remember the guy's name.
Everything was cool in the 80s except for those garbage pail kids cards. Those were just trash.
Well, the Garbage Pail Kid cards were like a joke on Cabbage Patch Kids. I thought Cabbage Patch Kids were fucking weird. That made absolutely no sense to me. Cabbage Patch Kids were fucking creepy. I don't know why that was ever a thing. That was just creepy.
He's not that huge.
Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Is this in reverse order?
February 18th.
All of fitness models' hair is very high up. The higher you can make your hair, the more subs you have. They should have a sub to hair ratio. The higher your hairstyle, the more subs you have. I should get
This is driving me nuts. I hate it when... This is him. So, this is the kid. So, what's his fucking name?
So this reel just appeared in my feed, and I'm honestly getting kind of tired of this, so let's just answer the question, okay? Is it really possible to go from this to this completely drug-free?
What's the guy's name? I want to know his name so I can look up his Instagram.
Yes. Now, of course, the comment section is completely filled with the typical not natty remarks, mostly from dudes who probably barely even lift and are just lazily typing away from their Dorito/semen-encrusted gaming chair. But like I've talked about before, you can't accurately judge someone's true size through photos and videos alone. Now, this guy clearly...
It's not about size.
He has an awesome physique. However, his actual body weight is only 158.
There we go. Bjornsson Fitness. Okay. So I I used to think this guy was natty. Now, look at this. I've been on steroids for 2 weeks. And after, I think, 3 days, I noticed my nipples were constantly erect. Like, just constantly. It's not just gyno. It does something to your nipples when you're on gear, where your nipples will just be constantly fucking erect. It's weird. And notice, when he was younger, clearly not taking steroids, his nipples were kind of like just normal, like they're not like pointy. And then now, every fucking video you see this guy in, every single photo, his nipples look like he just jumped in a fucking cold lake. And like anybody who's ever tried to diet down this lean and stay like looking hard and like grainy like that, it is so fucking difficult. You feel like shit. You have no energy, no strength. So I've noticed when you're on steroids, you can eat nothing, like literally nothing, but your muscles stay like pumped, full. You still have strength and energy. And your nipples are constantly fucking erect. So it's weird how when you see a photo of him from way back in the day, his nipples aren't like fucking erect like they are here. And obviously the guy has to eat a very low calorie diet and shit to maintain this, but yeah, like the quality of his skin, like how hard he looks, like the density, that his muscles look like they have, and the hard nipples. I don't think this guy's natty. I used to think that, but like, look, just because you take steroids, it doesn't mean you're gonna like be fucking superhuman huge. Like I'm bigger and stronger than this guy even before I went on gear. I've only been on gear for 2 weeks, but like when I was natural, I was bigger and stronger than this guy. But my nipples weren't constantly hard. Like obviously sometimes they get hard, but constantly, 100% of the time, erect nipples. And he's able to maintain like this ultra ridiculously lean, like look at his nipples look like mine now. My nipples are erect like this all the time, constantly. I don't know if, like, they're always erect. Like, I don't have gyno, but just constantly fucking erect. Like, they're always pointing. Like I just jumped in a cold lake. So, this is something that I only noticed after going on steroids. Steroids do this. They make your nipples super ultra hard like this. So, you don't need to be on high doses. Not, like... I don't know why people assume this, but, like, just because you're on steroids, it doesn't mean you're gonna have supernatural levels of muscle. The steroids will allow you to diet as lean as you want to be without losing muscle mass, and you'll be able to maintain strength and energy, and you can just maintain a physique like this way fucking easier, and it will keep your nipples hard like that. Like you can see his nipples always poking out no matter what. Like there you go, the pokey, pointy fucking nipples. But then, when he shows, like, photos of him when he was younger, his nipples weren't poking out and pointy. So, I think he actually probably is, on testosterone. Like, the likelihood of this guy not being on something, now that I know this, I think it's really low. Chances are this guy is just... If I had to guess, somewhere between 20 to 30 milligrams of testosterone per day, if he's doing daily injections like I am.
And people say steroids are bad.
I mean, it entirely depends on how you use them. So, steroids are great. If you want to be ripped, lean, shredded, have more energy, and have hard nipples, like, yeah, they're great, And I mean, I inject into my shoulders every single day. People always also mention this. Do you see any needle marks? Do you see any needle marks in my shoulders? No. I'm pinning literally every day. I alternate shoulders, but every single day I'm pinning into my shoulders. You don't see needle marks. So if you're using a 25 to 30 gauge needle, like, you won't see anything. You can pin anywhere, and there's never going to be a mark anywhere. So, like, that's another thing. I've seen people bring up, like, oh, he doesn't have any needle marks. You don't get needle marks if you're using 25 to 30 gauge needles like I am, which most people do at this point. So, I'm gonna talk about this when I make my video on steroids, and I might do some more natty or not videos, because I think this guy, I might do a natty or not on him, because I think this guy is a fake natty. It's just that he doesn't want to get super huge. He just wants some of the benefits of maintaining higher testosterone. And he looks like he's on testosterone, like, you know, the reddish skin a little bit, and the hard nipples. The hard nipples are like a huge dead giveaway. The likelihood of you being able to stay this lean while having strength and energy and, like, being able to do anything while natural, like, it's 0. So, like, hard nipples, just always hard ass erect nipples. Hard nipples. Like, you can go through his entire Instagram, just always really fucking hard pointy nipples. It's not normal. Like, you're going to see, and yeah, so you see the line? Like, the nipple is hard, and there's like this line that's kind of raised. I got that right after going on gear. And it's not gynecomastia, it's just the, like, actual nipple tissue that's erect. So this guy, I would say with near 100% certainty, is on testosterone. I'd be very fucking surprised if, like, we could read his mind and the guy was natty. I'd be confident in betting my life on it that this guy is on testosterone. He's not natty. He's injecting exogenous hormones. So, yeah. So, this Hussein Farhat thing, there's a possibility he's not a lifetime natty either. It is so easy to just inject testosterone, and I think people massively overestimate or like overthink, like, oh, if you go on gear, your hormone levels are gonna crash and then you're gonna lose all your muscle. That's bullshit. I've seen so many fucking people now who don't even do post-cycle therapy or anything. Their testosterone is only a little bit suppressed, like maybe 20 or 30% lower than it was before they were on a cycle, and then it, like, after about 1 to 3 months, it returns to baseline normal, and you can maintain the muscle mass you have. Like, unless you're a Olympia level, like, pro bodybuilder who's on massive amounts of gear, and you have, like, just like way beyond the amount of muscle mass you'd be able to have naturally, you're not gonna lose the size you've built. Majin Buu donated $2.
Before we start the video, there was a massive Gymshark sale on June 26th. It's going to be 50% off.
Yeah, we can react to that. Yeah, we can react to that. Thanks for the donation, Majin Buu. Erect nipples donated $2. Are you worried your test will be laced with Fent at some point? No. For one thing, I don't think you can even literally do that. So testosterone is suspended in oil. It's usually cottonseed oil. Some manufacturers use grapeseed oil. I don't think fentanyl is soluble in oil. I don't think it is. And I also don't know why any steroid manufacturer would do that. Because if they're using, like, steroids to traffic fentanyl, you're gonna have the DEA on your ass way fucking harder. So it's a huge risk for your business, and you're probably gonna kill customers, and people get their shit third-party tested too, so there's no way. Thanks for the donation, though, Erect Nipple.
Nipples, 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 nipples.
Thank you for that, Richard Burgess Nipples. Thank you for the donation. Dodo donated $2. Let me see.
They don't even want to come to the table no more.
Nobody wants to wait on black people at restaurants. I'm going to tell you that is the real tea, and I will tell you why. As somebody that was a black server all throughout college, number one, when you wait on black people, they are always on this extra stuff. Everything is so extra. They come in there with their noses turned up at you because they think that they're about to pay for a service, and they think that they're the Queen of Sheba or Beyonce or I don't know who they think they are. But when they come in there, there's always an attitude. They want extra stuff. They want a one run. They want water with lemon. They want this. They want that. Oh, my silverware is dirty. Oh, this. Oh, and then they want to eat 85% of the meal, but then say, oh, this wasn't cooked right, and want to get a whole other meal, and then also to get the entire thing comped. They do so much extra stuff, and when you are black, it doesn't matter because they will treat you even worse because now they think that they are so familiar with you. And I would try to be so nice. I would try to be so extra special for these black people. I will never forget it in my life. I was waiting at the TGI Fridays at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, in between semesters during college. This group of black people, it was about 10 of them, ran me ragged, ran up a $250 bill, and left me a $3 tip. I will never forget it for the rest of my life.
I think it entirely depends, like, where you are, right? Like, if you're in a shitty-ass ghetto neighborhood with, like, the most ratchet-ass black people imaginable, yeah, I'm sure you get those. Do you inject the same exact time every day? Not the same exact time. I'd say within 3 hours, like, probably within the same 3-hour window. Not yet experienced. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, little babies. They've never seen a moth before. Oh. Dude, how can people say animals aren't sentient? They're such fucking cocksuckers.
How about
Come.
thoughts? Nigga, that's even worse. I have the pass. Yeah. Yeah. Bro.
What did he say? He, in fact, did not have a pass.
Come. Thoughts. Nigga.
He said nigga with an A. And this guy just fucking knocked him out. What a piece of shit. Fucking psycho. Bro, I've known so many black people. All the black friends that I've had, none of them give two fucking shits. Like, I've never met a fucking black person in my life who cared if, like, some white dude was, you know, singing along to Tupac and said nigga. Like, none of them care. So whenever I see shit like this, I think the person's probably just a violent psychopath and just wanted an excuse to hit somebody. Breaking. Severe Al-Qaeda terrorists have been killed in a large ISIS attack on Al-Qaeda positions in Naku in Burkina Faso. I don't know if that's good or bad because, I mean, like, it's ISIS. Starbase named best city to start family with boss. Yeah. I wonder if this Mars mission thing has something to do with Elon Musk's breeding fetish. It might. I think he does have a breeding fetish. So I think he's turned on by the idea of like populating a planet by breeding. That's probably it. Muslim Brotherhood leaders openly explain how they plan to conquer America and Europe. What the fuck isn't this loading? Dude. Muslims failed to conquer Europe for 700 years through war, but now there's a much easier way we can peacefully infiltrate via immigration with the help of Western governments. Muslim Brotherhood must be designated a terrorist organization. Well, they should. Well, we know a lot of these terrorist organizations have come out of the Muslim Brotherhood. This video isn't loading, but yeah. We all know it. Like, we all know that's their scheme. I don't know why, like, this is considered some fucking Islamophobic conspiracy theory. We know that's what they want to do. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Coupon maxing, donate $2. Can you make VG Super Chat coupons? Can you do that?
$183.72.
Let's bring that down a little.
This is Cole, and he's obsessed with saving money by using coupons.
While most guys are out chasing girls at my age, I'm out chasing deals.
Every month, he makes one big trip to the grocery store to get all his shopping done to maximize his savings.
Totals at $2.03.
I'm not sure what happened. I was expecting to pay less than $1. I am about to have a nervous breakdown. This is not good.
And after using all his coupons, he was left with a total of $2. But this was still too much for him.
It really was like life and death. Every extra dollar that I have to spend is one less dollar that I can use towards my family. I'm gonna recount all the items and make sure that all my coupons are matching up properly.
And after recounting all his items...
Bro, if I owned a store, I would kick this fucker out. Get fucked making people do all that extra work. Like, eat shit.
He realized that he had bought one soup too many, which caused him to get mad and his shopping to go over budget.
20, 21, 22. There was one too many soups on the last transaction. That means that I paid an extra $1.67 over budget. Is there anything we can do to fix that?
I hate that guy.
Hello guys, I'm at the Victorian Socialist office. They actually support squatting. They support people getting inside buildings and squatting. So I thought I would squat inside the Victorian Socialist HQ. Thank you. See you guys. Hello. Excuse me, so this is the Victorian Socialist HQ?
Yeah, this is the office.
Oh, this office. So I'm homeless and I'm a meth addict. And I haven't been able to get housing due to the capitalist system. So I thought I would just crash here for a few nights. Thank you.
No, sorry, you definitely can't do that, and we're gonna have to leave. Can you please stop filming? No, sorry, you have to leave.
Sorry, I'm just...
No, you have to leave.
I'm just staying here for a few nights.
No, you're not.
Hang on. Sorry, I just about the sleeping bag.
No, you have to leave. Come on, you're heading out now.
1 second, sorry, I'm not done yet.
Yep, you are done. You have to leave.
I'm not done yet, sorry. I'm just filming here.
Okay, that's fine, but you have to leave. No, you have to leave. Come on.
Thanks, guys.
No, time to go now.
Oh.
Yep. Come on. Oh, you head.
Well.
Yeah. All these people who say, let people squat, it's their right, everyone should deserve a home. Yes. Soon as it happens to them, skip to 5520, she's glazing Hamas. She's a Orthodox nun.
Thank you for doing this. So you...
5520.
We have to plaster them as being these jihadists when they're nothing like that.
Are they... I mean, I'm sure you've dealt with Hamas or know people who have, right? Are they religious fanatics? Are they jihadis?
Not.
Is this even a woman?
People that I know. Like I said, when I was again in.
This person has a mustache. Like, that looks like a dude.
at the school. We had a couple teachers, Muslim men, and there were some elections going on. And it wasn't.
Dude, like, this even sounds like it could be a dude.
Hamas then. It was the social party or something. It was definitely a Muslim religious party. I would have voted for those guys because they weren't corrupt. They wanted to serve their people, and that's what it was.
Okay, this is just some crazy fucking bitch. Like, I don't even know if it's a chick. Thanks for the donation, coupon maxing.
Sup VG? Glad I got to catch a stream. How's training been since going on gear? Also, has it affected your mood at all? Have you been in as good of spirits as you have been?
Training's going well. I'm barely eating. I'm dieting again, but I'm still able to, like, I'm still getting stronger now. So, despite being in a big caloric deficit, the steroids are allowing me to still, like, build muscle. And I'm actually stronger. It has affected my mood. I have way more energy and I just feel better. So it's pretty great. Thanks for the donation, Pharaoh. Emma donated $2. Prediction: Zoran wins, and he does everything he says in just his first year. Everything in New York City is livable and affordable, but of course, Zionists will still feel threatened just because they refuse to admit they were wrong and win again next term. Don't vote Siwa. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Thanks for the donation. Black women are rowdy. Donated $2. The fuck? Dude, people are fucking weird.
If you don't like the president, you don't like the justice system, and you don't like what's going on in this country, why don't you just leave? No one's making you stay here.
Okay, so then do you think Donald Trump should have left when Biden was president?
What do you mean?
Do you think that Donald Trump should have left the country when Biden was president because he didn't like the country? Do you think he should have left the country when Obama was president?
Donald Trump has always loved this country. You don't.
Wait, he said he didn't like the country with Joe Biden trying to destroy the country. He said the country was horrible. He said we were like a quote-unquote third world country.
Yeah, because Biden was in office. Biden, first of all, Biden...
So if he doesn't like the country, then leave, right?
If...
I mean, he's not even a, like, that guy is a dumb bitch, by the way. And even a dumb bitch makes these mega fucktards look, you know, retarded.
Parker is still a gay twink.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, even a gay retarded twink makes these people look stupid. Thanks for the donation, nigga.
Big mad, he's mad, she's...
For your help.
I haven't ate in 2 days. They took my food stamps, my cash, no Section 8 anymore, and my disability check is on hold for next month. What can I do? It cannot work. Yeah, gee, what a surprise. You vote for the Republicans who say they want to get rid of social programs, and then they get rid of social programs, and then you have no food and you can't pay rent. Weird. There's a reason why there are people who are on Section 8. You know, there's some people who are misfortunate and whatnot, but when somebody cannot figure out how to, you know, make money throughout the entire duration of their life, there's a good chance they're just fucking stupid. And that kind of stupidity that made it impossible for them to get their fucking life together also results in them voting for a president who's going to take away their social benefits that they rely on. So yeah. Thanks for the donation, though. Black women are rowdy. All right. Let's take a look at this fake natty.
off store-wide, and then you get an additional 10% off using my code JB10 if you want to support me. I appreciate it. Coach Greg made a Natty or Not video on me, so I'm gonna watch it and give you guys my reaction, thoughts, so let's get it.
Coach Greg, in today's video, it's a Natty or Not on Jason Bjornsson.
It's pronounced Jason Bjornsson, but Bjornsson, it's close enough. I'm used to people kind of butchering my last name.
Bjornsson Fitness, he's got 1.1 million followers on Instagram, and he has an amazing physique. But the problem is, people don't believe that he's natural, and...
Yeah, hard nipples. Bro, so one, maintaining that level of leanness naturally, like, it's probably not in the cards for you. In order to, like, your hormones just crash. Like, you're just fucked. And two, hard nipples. Like, the hard nipples. So, yeah, I don't buy it. Hard nipples, man. Dodo donated $2. Bad news, VG. Plant-based meat company Beyond Meat is reportedly heading towards bankruptcy. Yeah, I sort of figured. Might be... Who knows? They might get bought out or given a loan, but yeah, I kind of had a feeling.
Here in Afghanistan, the remnants of war are everywhere. These guys are trying to clear this whole field of landmines that have been left by decades of war. Just got to watch where we're stepping, because anywhere beyond these red flags is still potentially contaminated and could have unexploded ordnance. Deminers work around the clock.
There were 3 accidents.
Yeah, that is super, super dangerous work.
An accident in this happened in the post.
Oh, wow. And how often are civilian accidents happening in Afghanistan?
In monthly basis, we have witnessed more than 110 people. Most of them as children involved with the accident, unfortunately.
So over 100 civilian accidents every month?
Monthly basis, yes.
Wow. It must be dangerous work.
Yes.
And explode them.
3, 2, 1.
But invading countries have left more than just bombs in their wake here. Hundreds of thousands of Afghans worked with the US government during their 20-year war here, as translators, drivers, civil society workers, and doctors, all together. We've been speaking to a lot of those individuals across the country, but sadly, because of security concerns, most of them we're having to speak to on the phone. On paper, the US says they are still processing cases for people who worked with the US military directly. But many, like this man, are stuck in Afghanistan, living in fear. We've disguised his voice.
I know that the Taliban is searching for me. I'm hiding. If I come outside freely, if they find me, I'm confident that they will poison me. They will torture me. They will kill me. Donald Trump become US president. He signed the executor order and all our cases stopped. We stood with the US forces side by side for a long term, but now they banned us. Why? Where is the...
Yeah, well, another Donald Trump L. What a surprise.
Really needs to share her story. It's okay. As a doctor, this woman worked for American charities. With recent US aid cuts, she lost her job. She now feels that her relationship with US organizations has put her and her family's life in danger. You're clearly terrified. You came here, you were shaking.
Yeah. During that way, I saw many Taliban, and I'm very afraid from them.
What is it like as a woman living in Afghanistan right now?
The situation is very bad for the Afghan woman, and I don't have any job. Going to the bazaar, not going to the shopping, we can't, everything. Just we are in the home and we are afraid from every second of the life we are spent is very dangerous.
Her communication with the State Department has stopped.
Well, the religion of peace strikes again. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I wonder why. Have you seen his physique? It looks like bro is at 5% body fat, essentially year-round.
I get a lot of people accusing me of being like a fake natural, but honestly, I just take it as a compliment because it just means my physique looks good, maybe better than average.
His latest post that went viral, about 8 million.
So keep in mind, you've got dudes like Kino Buddy So, like, he's really, Kinobody is probably the one natty on YouTube, like, we're assuming he's natty, who's maintained, like, a consistently very lean physique. He kind of stands out.
All right.
As, like, just staying very lean, never gaining any real weight. Look at Kinobuddy and look at his nipples versus this guy. I don't know if Kinobuddy's on Instagram. Let me see. Gregory O'Gallagher. So he's maintained a consistently lean physique. Let me see. Notice how his nipples aren't, like, constantly hard. And, like, again, he's maintained the leanest physique consistently out of, like, any natty on YouTube. And then you've got this guy who just blows him out of the fucking water when it comes to, like, just staying absolutely fucking ripped and shredded. Like, look at Greg versus this dude. Like, I know there's genetic differences between people and all that shit, like, sure, but this is ridiculously ripped. Like, this is what you'd expect somebody to look like right before they hop on a bodybuilding stage. Like, he's stage ready for a show. Even for dudes who are on steroids, he would be ready for, like, a steroid-enhanced bodybuilding show. And then this is Greg, where you can see footage of him with soft nipples. And again, he's basically been able to maintain this lean physique year-round. It's just weird, you know? That Greg doesn't have, like, these super ultra erect nipples constantly, and he's not able to stay as lean. Like, his nipples are hard here and there, but it's not always super ultra erect. And they're, like, when they are erect, they're erect in a different way. They don't get, like, elevated underneath the actual point that sticks out. This guy, they're elevated under that, like, pointy part. So, it's super sus. Super, super sus. Worst apology video ever, donate $2. Skip to 248, the smelly piece of shit. His apology buried in a video. And then smugly acted like he did nothing wrong. Do you like this piece of shit? I've already covered this. He's a piece of shit. I've known he's a piece of shit for a long time. And yeah, he's a lying fucking scumbag cocksucker. So he basically said, oh, well, you know how I've been saying I'm a medical doctor for all these years? Well, I'm not, like, an actual trained medical doctor or anything. I never went to, like, school to become a doctor. I just said I was a medical doctor because I, like, do stuff that medical doctors actually do as, like, a hobby. If that offended anybody, like, you know, whatever, go fuck yourself. That's basically what Mutahar said. Only, you know, swap out medical doctor for engineer. So this guy is a slimy fucking scumbag. He's a fucking idiot. He's one of these, like, morons who can't do shit with his life. Like, he's been lying, saying he has these side businesses and he works a full-time job. He doesn't. He just stays at home, plays video games all day. He doesn't know anything about fucking computers. He just copies other people's content to act like he does. The guy's just a fucking scumbag. I fucking hate him. Thanks for the donation, worst apology video ever, but we've already covered that.
Followers, he was telling people to get abs like this, you should do a bunch of sit-ups, crunches, oblique training, all that stuff. And that doing these crunches, it doesn't give you a blocky waist.
And one of my recent posts went pretty viral on, like, every platform I put it on. It was just basically talking about the importance of training your abs, where, like...
Oh my god. Why are you people so stupid? Being on steroids doesn't mean you won't live past 65 years of age, you fucking idiot.
Obviously, diet is important. If you're lean enough, you're going to see your abs easier. But if your abs aren't developed, if you don't train your abs, they're not going to be as impressive as if you were.
Yeah, so this is a bullshit excuse. This guy is ridiculously lean. You can see that. He has virtually zero body fat. He has the body fat level that you'd expect from a pro bodybuilder who's like a week out from a show. Like a pro enhanced bodybuilder. So him saying, oh, well, I work on my abs a lot so they like stick out more so I look leaner. Bullshit. We can see it. He's just ridiculously lean.
You were to train them regularly.
Of course, in the comment section, you're going to hear a lot of people saying you're not natural. That's natural. Is that natural? Tell me the reality. Dude, so much respect to you, man. Wonderful physique, but one little detail. Pull your pants up a little bit.
So the title of this video is Dude, Pull Your Pants Up, which I never really knew my pants were that low. Honestly, they actually look lower than they actually are because when I flex my abs, it kind of bunches everything up.
Richard, you don't need steroids. I also don't need money. I don't need a home. There's plenty of homeless people. I could just beg for money on the street and smoke crack and get a sleeping bag and live outside. Should I do that because I don't need money in a house?
So my belly button comes up and it makes my waistband look like it's lower than it actually is. Like the distance between my abs and my waistband kind of extends, if that makes sense. But I'll stay.
Just unlocked every muscle in his body. Bro is so shredded that he appears to be bigger than he really is. And so that's why he's getting all the natty or not accusations. The abs, the obliques, the chest, the arms,
Being on steroids does not mean you're going to be bigger than what you can achieve naturally. It means you're going to have higher testosterone levels, you're going to have more energy, more sex drive. You can diet leaner and like literally not eat anything and still have high levels of androgens. You'll feel better. You won't lose muscle mass when you diet this lean. The androgens that you're injecting into your body will allow you to maintain muscle mass and maintain this lean physique while still having like muscle mass that you could have naturally, just not that lean. You're going to maintain strength. You're going to feel better. Your mood isn't going to crash because you're starving yourself. Like I'm barely eating right now and I'm on Redditruetide. It's actually like a struggle to even force myself to eat. I still like, you saw me before I was on steroids when I was dieting. I had a hormonal problem. Once I got to a certain level of leanness and once I tried to get past that to get like really, really lean, my mood was fucking shit. You all saw it. I was flipping out at the littlest thing for no fucking reason. Miserable, just constantly aggravated. I'm on steroids now, eating less than I was back then, and I feel great. I'm in a great mood constantly, have lots of energy. That's what steroids do for you. So you don't need steroids to get like super huge. You end up getting a lot of these other benefits that allow you to still like have a level of muscularity that's achievable naturally, but you get so many of these other benefits where it's worth going on because now you can be leaner, you can diet harder, you can look better, you can maintain more muscle mass while still being super lean. You can keep your mood and sex drive up despite being super lean. Like, you get all these other benefits. It's not just about, oh, well, steroids just make you really, really big. Like, that's not the only thing they do. Dodo donated $2. What his obsession with young Jeffrey and Adonis? Who are these people?
Jeffrey's finally gonna speak to a girl. I really hope it goes well for him. Wait, no, Jeffrey, don't touch her right away. No, Jeffrey! Why are you so bad at getting girls? Do you not know that there's just 3 things that you can do to flirt without being cringe? Adonis. Adonis takes young Jeffrey into the 3 steps to flirt without being cringe, and he turns Jeffrey into a player. What? I can't believe it. In such a short amount of time, Jeffrey went from being an incel who no girls were into him to now he's the one in control. How did Adonis do that? Step 1.
Step 1 with flirting. Pull out your gun and then ask, can I have your number? Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have your number, girl? I get their phone numbers every time. But, Yeah, I'm not watching this video. Waste of fucking time. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Everything is built to perfection and extremely detailed. That detail not only makes you look like a fake daddy, it also makes you look bigger than you actually are.
So yeah, I'm definitely smaller than I look, honestly, because even in person, I get people asking me my weight and I have them guess, and they usually guess between like 180 to like 200 pounds on average. I only weigh 150 pounds, so obviously like the leaner you look, it gives off the illusion of actually being bigger, especially in pictures and videos. I look even bigger than in person.
Crazy gorgeous.
So again, if you're just taking mild testosterone doses and you don't have the genetics to turn into like Ronnie Coleman, yeah, you're not going to be that big. I'm assuming this guy is pretty short too. Like he's probably like 5'8" at the most. So why the fuck does that have anything to do with the guy being on steroids? Nothing.
This is from a man. Many people think that if they get the physique like this, they're going to get all the ladies. More men are going to be impressed than women.
You know what's crazy? Greg is definitely right about that. I never have any like girls approach me in the gym, and I don't have any girls in my DMs either. It's
That's because you're a fucking dork. So this guy, like again, this guy's probably 5'8" at most. He's probably even shorter. He only weighs 150 pounds. So given like the way he looks, how muscular he looks, he's probably somewhere between like 5'6", 5'8". He's probably also a dork. No shit. If you're a fucking little twink manlet, girls aren't really gonna give you much attention. But, dude, like, I get fucking attention from girls all the fucking time, but I'm 6'3". It's just, like...
100%.
The idea that you're not gonna get attention from women when you get in shape, there's a number of factors, but, like, when I was at, when I was training at, like, a commercial gym, when I was still living in Toronto, when I dieted down and got lean, I got girls coming up to me way more often. Sometimes they'd still come up to me and talk to me, but when I got lean and you could see visible abs and shit, and like the jaw became more chiseled, girls would come up and talk to me way more often. It has an effect. So if you're a good-looking dude and you're tall and you add on the little sprinkle on top where you're muscular, really good shape, lean, girls are gonna come talk to you. When you're like, yeah, a 5'6", 7", dork who's short and kind of weird, like, yeah, you might not get too many DMs.
% guys. My following is literally like 95% men and like 5% girls. And I'm sure a lot of those girls are just body counts. So if you think that muscles are going to get you girls, it's not true. It's actually considered, from what I've heard girls tell me, or my wife at least tell me, it's just a bonus. So, you know, obviously the personality and the confidence and all that is the most important. And if you have muscles, then it's just a bonus on top of that. So that's from what I know, from what I've been told.
And for the most part, women, they generally tend to prefer 10 to 12% body fat. They do like you to be lean, but just not this lean. And so going from a healthy 10 to 12% body fat.
Oh, bullshit. Oh, give me a fucking break. As if girls don't find, like, that attractive. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, you're telling me, like, oh, gross, he's too lean. He should, like, eat a hamburger. Like, you think girls are thinking that? Fuck right off. No. So, look, if you can maintain a physique like this, girls are going to prefer it compared to if you're leaner. Like, I'm sure there's a range where they wouldn't really care. Like, he's so lean, like, yeah, he could gain, like, 5 or 10 pounds, still have, like, ripped abs and shit. And like, just because you're within that range, they're not going to care. Like, what's the difference between, like, this and, like, okay, maybe you lose a little bit of detail around here? Yeah, there's not much of a difference, but you're not going to tell me your average fucking woman is going to be like, oh, gross, you dieted down too hard. Yeah, fucking right. Like, no.
To 5% body fat, which for most people is not healthy, and if you're natural, it's going to drop your testosterone levels. You're going to have a much higher time putting on muscle. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, no shit. How do you think he's able to maintain this physique, dipshit? He's on fucking steroids.
Unless you're doing it for a competition, or perhaps you're the 1 in a million that can maintain a physique like this with little to no effort.
There's, like, that's not true. There isn't a single fucking natty on the planet who can maintain this level of body fat and keep, like, high-level serum androgens. It's just not gonna happen. Like, no. It's just not gonna happen. So, he's on testosterone.
For most people, you don't need to do it. This physique, of course, it's due to hard work, but it's also due to having very low body fat levels, which comes from not eating a lot. I saw he was eating 2,280 calories. It's not a lot of food. Bro, he doesn't bulk. He maintains. He's been doing this for years.
Yeah, so I've been gaining my whole life. I've never went on a serious bulk because I like to look good year round and feel good. I have tried to get to like 10% body fat or above that. I just don't feel good. It doesn't work for me. So luckily for me.
Dude, 10% body fat. Oh, yeah, like, oh, way too bulky, too fat, right. And he's natural. Give me a fucking break.
With my genetics, I can maintain, I can build muscle while staying lean. Not everybody can do that, but some people can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, with my genetics and the fucking testosterone.
So I went from 98 pounds to 155 pounds where I am now, over 12 years of training, without getting over 10% body fat.
He literally first contacted me in 2019. I left him unread. I wasn't checking my DMs. Later I saw he'd written me again, and he was saying, hey, do an natty or not on me. And I said, hey, maybe when you get to 100,000 followers, maybe I can do it then. And to this day, now he has over 1 million followers, and he's been continuing to talk to me throughout the years, encouraging me, hey, could you ever do a natty or not on me? And so I do believe he's anticipating that he gets.
No, just because you're on TRT, it doesn't mean you're gonna look like this. So, like, there's a range of, some people just don't have good genetics, right? So you're not gonna be able to be this muscular, regardless of how much steroids you take. Like, I know dudes who are on high doses, and they can't get that muscular. It's just genes, and on top of that, like, you do have to diet. You do still have to control your calories. So if you're not able to maintain a diet to get that lean, you're not going to get that lean. Steroids don't make you just lose body fat. So you have to have a mix of discipline, and like the steroids help. You could also take like a GLP-1 agonist like retatrutide to like help with discipline and keeping your calories low. But yeah, like I think it's a stretch to say most people aren't going to be able to get that muscular just from TRT. And most people wouldn't be able to diet hard enough and keep their calories low enough to maintain that body fat level. Forgot my namification, donate $2. What happens if you take test while living a sedentary lifestyle? You'll probably build a bit more muscle, and you'll probably have some cognitive improvements. You might have better nutrient partitioning. So maybe a teensy-weensy little bit. You're going to be less prone to gaining body fat, but you're not going to notice a huge difference. I've heard some people say they got jacked mowing their lawns or doing chores after they took test. That is a thing. You can build more muscle with far less work, but again, that's going to come down to genetics. Not everybody reacts to the drugs the same way. So if you're a really, really hard gainer and it's very difficult for you to build muscle, going on testosterone might help, but it's not going to make a world of difference. Like if somebody who has really good genetics for muscle building and then, doubled or quadrupled their testosterone, yeah, they may be able to get jacked just mowing their lawn. Thanks for the donation, though. Forgot my namification.
It's this video.
I first started talking to Greg when I was at like 100,000 followers, and now I'm at like 1.1 million. It's been a long time, though, because I started talking to him like 6 years ago. So we've maintained conversations and just stayed in contact over the years. And I don't think Greg usually does natty or nots on people that ask him to do one, but I was just patient, and luckily he did one on me, which is an honor. Whether or not he thinks I'm natural, it doesn't matter to me. As long as, he did a video on me, I'm happy. Whatever he says.
And so this message from 2019, hey Greg, I'm loving your content lately. Your advice is very simple and straightforward, which is very helpful for the fitness industry these days. I plan on competing in men's physique next year. I'm thinking of hiring you as a coach. What would you say my body fat percentage is, and how should I drop to be contest ready? And so I had left that unread. And so he showed his before and after transformations, and all of them are stupendous. But after asking him further questions, I came to...
I did RDLs today and worked up to a top set of 5 with 485.
That's pretty strong, dude. Very impressive. Good job. Thanks for the donation, Matthew Cozy. Appreciate it.
Find out that he was suffering previously from an ED.
So when I was talking to Greg, I told him how I had an eating disorder and was diagnosed with depression at a young age from like 8.
I would recommend trying to lose as much body fat as you can first before going on testosterone if you're considering it. The reason is excess body fat aromatizes. So you're not going to get as much out of the testosterone if your body fat is higher. If you really, really struggle losing weight, then I'd say do weight loss drugs first. So take something like Ozempic or retatrutide or semaglutide is Ozempic, but what's the other one? There's tirzepatide, something like that. You could also maybe try and use growth hormone that can help with weight loss and nutrient partitioning. Do something like that first before you consider going on TRT, because if you're substantially overweight, you're going to end up having way more aromatization, and you're going to have to take a lower test dose to prevent the aromatization. You could just try using a lower test dose first, and if you need to, try to figure out some way to manage estrogen. So you could take something like, Novadex, or you could use Primobolan in a low dose to act as an AI. But I wouldn't recommend taking one drug to, compensate from taking too much of another drug type of thing. But yeah, ideally you'd want to be at a lower body fat before using testosterone. Dodo donated $2. What the hell? Let me see.
The day of presidential litigation has arrived. It's lawsuit time. In my hand is a legal demand letter addressed to Mr. Hunter Biden from the First Lady of the United States, demanding a retraction of Channel 5's video called Hunter Biden Returns, in which Mr. Biden here makes some speculative comments about the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, Melania Trump, and Donald Trump.
Okay, well, they knew each other well. They spent an enormous time together. According to his biographer, is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania. That's how Melania and the First Lady and the president met.
Really?
Yeah.
Epstein made the intro.
Yeah, according to Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
And so I only can go by what people are saying, and I don't know.
He didn't make these claims out of nowhere. They come from another journalist named Michael Wolff, who is a biographer that actually spoke to Jeffrey Epstein. But now here we are. And I've got $1 billion document in my hands because Mrs. Trump is seeking.
Dude, they're hiding something. There is something serious with the whole Epstein situation that they're trying to hide. Threatening to sue over that.
$1 billion in damages if we don't take the video down, and if Hunter here doesn't issue a formal apology to Mrs. Trump. So now we're here, maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
He sounds so much like his dad. Like, exactly like his dad when he was younger. It's kind of funny. Well, thanks for the donation, Dodo. Pretty based. I like Hunter Biden.
Age 13 to 16, I was extremely skinny. I was by far the skinniest guy in my school. And another thing that didn't help was I didn't eat very much, and I ran cross country. So I got down to 90 pounds when I was like 16 years old. So I had a lot of potential, but I wasn't actually like lifting weights, and I wasn't doing what I had to do to actually bring out that potential. So once I actually got into the gym, the progress was just insane, and I got addicted to that. So literally within a year, it was a crazy transformation.
You start underdeveloped, then suddenly go to the gym.
Aromatization is the conversion of testosterone into estrogen.
You eat healthy, you combine those two things at the same time. It's like the perfect storm of gains. You're training, you're eating properly, and you're undersized. And so your body quickly goes back to normal. It goes to its homeostasis, that basic point where if you weren't training, you weren't eating, you didn't care, you'd have a certain amount of muscle. Even if you're not working out, you have a certain amount of muscle. But if you're doing a lot of running and under eating, you have less than that certain amount of muscle. You get to that point very quickly, you go back to baseline, and on top of that, you have new gains. Combine that, and so this is exactly what happened in this case. He made an incredible transformation. He put on a ton of muscle. I can certainly understand why people accuse him of being a fake natty. I mean, look at this picture. I mean, the before photo, to go from 98 pounds to 140 whatever pounds, you're thinking how? I mean, it doesn't look like he has amazing genetics, but his genetics, they hadn't blossomed yet. He hadn't used his muscles for what he was essentially born to do.
Is training forearms directly pointless if you already do arm exercises like bicep curls and lateral raises, since they work the forearms anyway? No, you're going to have bigger forearms if you train your forearms. One problem that I used to have was, despite having really strong like bicep curl strength, my forearms were really small. So when I did like a front double bicep, my arms just looked smaller and weaker than they otherwise would. But if you train your forearms, like your arms just look way more impressive having the big forearm on top. So you definitely want to train your forearms.
To put on aesthetic granite hard muscle. National show, 141 pounds, and he in fact placed 9th. Why do you think that is? Well, at 5'7" or 8, most of the competitors at the top level weigh over 180 pounds, and so he's 40 pounds less muscle than everyone else. He wants to turn pro. He's competed several times, but he's yet to get his pro card. My advice would be switch federations. Like Will Tennyson. Will Tennyson is a natural pro, and if you're natural, why not compete against other people who are natural? I know it's impressive to say, hey, I compete.
Oh, weird. Isn't that strange? So the guy with the hard fucking nipples, like constantly fucking erect, who's able to maintain like that level of leanness that is just fucking ridiculous, that he's about to step on a bodybuilding stage with no issues with hormones, sex drive, still has plenty of energy, all that shit. He competed in a non-tested bodybuilding meet. Isn't that strange? I wonder fucking why.
Compete against guys who are not natural and I still beat them?
Yeah, for those who don't know, I've done a few men's physique shows. I did NPC, which is non-tested. I got the overall at my first show, and then I did 2 national shows. So that first show qualified me to attempt to get my pro card, my IFBB pro card. And I got 8th place at my first national show, and then I got 9th place at my second show. A lot of people would think, well...
So this jackass competed in a natural bodybuilding show. I wonder if he, like... Because you're only taking bioidentical hormones. It's so easy to pass. So, like, there's no testing that they could possibly do where they could disqualify you if you're just on testosterone. So they may do a testosterone to epitestosterone ratio test. All you have to do is test your urine, and you can see your testosterone to epitestosterone ratio. If it's within range... there's a huge range that they give you. Some of these shows allow for a range of a 20-to-1 ratio. So if you're just on, like, you know, a sports TRT dose, quote unquote, like 200 milligrams per week, you'd very easily be able to pass the drug testing because you're not on Anavar, you're not on like Boldenone, you're not on fucking like any of this shit. You're just on testosterone. So all you need to do to pass is have a testosterone to epitestosterone ratio, which is in range for the, you know, testing parameters for the organization. So it's like, it's easy. There's like, this is not proof that he's natural. So why would he bother competing in non-tested meets? Little sus. And then for the natural shows, it's so easy to pass. You don't even have to do anything.
Well, if I'm natural, why don't I do a natural show? I just had a goal. I just wanted to get my IFBB pro card naturally. It was just something I wanted to do. I knew it would be a challenge.
Sure.
But I didn't realize how hard it would be because these guys, as Greg says, have, 40, 50 pounds on me because I'm 140 pounds on stage. When I get down to 5% body fat, if I ever do another show, I would do a natural show and try to get my natural pro card, but I just kind of don't really have the passion for competing anymore. So we'll kind of see in the future what happens.
Seeing as he's 5'7" and competes at 142 pounds, seeing that he's very much has amazing genetics, he's got very strong gymnastic skills, fast twitch muscle fibers, and so on. If there was an implement pointed at my head and I had to make the decision, is this guy natty or not? And my life depended on him. I'm betting that he's natural. Is it possible that I'm wrong? Of course there is. There's always...
I'm betting that he's not.
I show speed stands no chance lol.
Oh!
Is that good?
Oh! 26! 26! Let's go!
Is that a pro sprinter, Tyreek Hill, or is that a football player? I don't know who that is, but yeah, Thanks for the donation, Matthew.
Was a possibility that I'm wrong, but I'm betting that there's more chance than not that he is in fact natural. And so when you see...
So Greg does bet that I'm natural, which I think is awesome. If he didn't think I was natural, I would still take it as a compliment. I would still love the video. I would still, be honored to be a part of it. But, if you really look at it, I mean, I'm really not that big. I'm 150 pounds. I've been training for 12 years. and I'm just really lean, so I look bigger than I actually am, right? So.
Fun fact, men who commit really violent crimes tend to have high testosterone levels. That's not true. There's no association between testosterone levels and criminality. None whatsoever. That's just a myth.
So if you don't think that you can do that naturally, then I don't know what to say. If you see in like my comments on my Instagram, people assuming I'm not natural, they usually just see one of my posts and just kind of go off of that, but they don't know my stats at all. But then once they figure out my stats, oh, he's only 5'7", 5'8", 150 pounds, and he's been training 12 years. It's pretty obvious, you know, especially if you're experienced in the gym, you know it's possible naturally. So yeah, it's an honor to be a part of this video. Thank you, Greg, for featuring me.
So we got chest on the menu today, starting with some weighted dips, wearing my favorite pump cover. I like to incorporate some kinds. I think I got a PR with a few sets of 14 there with the plate added.
Hard nipples.
Now we're moving to an incline cable fly, and I typically would do it on a bench, but the benches were taken, so I had to kind of improvise here. This is just a typical cable machine, but I'm standing and putting my shoulder blades against it, and it's actually very stable, even though it doesn't really look like it. I did about 3 sets of 10 here, but this set, we're moving to flat/incline Smith machine press. I love Smith machine press for my chest workouts. Again, the incline bench was taken, so I had to take a flat bench and prop it up on a mini little platform, so it's like sort of incline, but pretty flat. But I got about 3 sets of 10 with 185 pounds here and incorporated a bunch of drop sets. Workout with a dumbbell press. This is a flat dumbbell press. I like to either do like a dumbbell press or...
Yeah, so I would say this guy is in all likelihood not natty. The hard nipple thing, super sus. Thanks for the membership, Justin. Appreciate it.
But what I find to be the funniest thing about this entire situation is that it just must be a name thing, right? It's like the two most scientific guys in the YouTube fitness space have the first name Jeff, and they both refuse to just literally own their shit when the entire community is calling them out. Remember like 5 years ago when everybody caught Jeff Cavalier using fake weights in his videos? To the point to where people found the actual weights on Amazon and eBay and were posting them everywhere. We're making videos about it. I made videos about it. If you don't know the story, I'll post all these links down in the info section below. But like, you see how on this deadlift that Jeff is doing, the first plate is different from all the other ones? That's what really kind of sparked it off. But then people just kind of started noticing that the way he was lifting the weights when he said it was heavy, whether it was a deadlift or a bench press, the bar path just didn't quite look right. And so everyone and their mom and grandma called him out. And instead of his response being something totally believable, like, hey guys, you know, I film all day, lifting my max weight all the time can be super like stressful on me, and just to get the videos done, I just kind of use fake weights to show what I can lift. Instead of just explaining it away that way, which is a valid explanation, by the way, he uploaded a video of him. First of all, it was 495 that he said he was lifting effortlessly, right? Uploads a video of him barely able to deadlift 425. I mean, it is pretty impressive that he did the entire thing with his back, right? Deadlifts 425, drops the weight, and then that was like the only explanation we got to him lifting fake weights. And then I guess eventually the internet moved on, but they never forgot. There's an old saying that I live by that my dad taught me at a very young age, right? You guys are gonna like this one. It's gained attention, lost respect. And to me, the respect has always been more important. We all make mistakes. I've made mistakes in the past, and I've owned up to mistakes that I've made. But Jeff Nippert, on the other hand, he posted this video. You guys all saw it, obviously, how to look enhanced without steroids, and the entire internet basically called him out on it, basically using like science and studies to try to trick us into thinking that this dude right here, standing next to Larry Wheels, Julian, he's 19 years old, he's only been training for a couple years, almost as big as a known steroid user who's been training for decades, only been training for like 3 to...
I would say Julian probably is more likely to be natty. He doesn't have the fucking weird hard nipples like that other guy does, too. Yeah, the hard nipple thing. I didn't know steroids made your nipples hard. I knew they could cause gynecomastia, but they actually make your nipples constantly fucking erect. And not just, like, a little erect, like, super ultra, like, stiff as fuck, like you just jumped in a cold lake.
3 to 4 years, just as big, just as strong, right? And then this kid, Hussein, who's only really been training for about 18 months, but yet was able to gain 50 pounds of muscle, or close to 50 pounds of muscle. He doubled down on that we should believe it's still possible that those guys could be natural because of reasons, and here's a study. And then he put out another video, how to spot a fake natural.
Yeah, like, same with Hussein. Again, he doesn't have the weird hard nipples. On top of that, he lied about how much weight he gained. He did not make as much progress as he claimed. That was just a lie for, like, social media shit. And, like, he's not that big. Like, what, he's around 185 or some shit. Again, if he was benching closer to 400, it would be a little more sus, but the guy... Like, he's benching around 315, maybe a little more. It's just not at a level where it's like, oh yeah, this guy is on.
Natural using science. And my main question is, because I know Jeff has a book, and I know he has an app, and so his overall goal was, I don't give a I want millions of views so I can make money selling my book and app. Well, then that's on you. That's where the old expression gained attention, lost respect came from. And you could argue that he's laughing all the way to the bank, but I'm going to argue that, bro, you have damaged your credibility a lot on the internet. A lot of people, even reading the comments on my video, which only got like 60,000 views, people saying that they just don't trust you anymore, and then you doubled down and put out this slop, I just don't think was the way forward, my guy. Like, I just don't think that's what you should have done. So what does he actually say in this video that's getting people even more upset? Well, he's just kind of using studies, and he's like cherry picking information from bodybuilders that have been training for decades, right? Comparing bodybuilders that look amazing that weren't on steroids who were training for decades against these two kids who've been training for like 18 months to 3 years, and those kids are bigger and look better than the ones training for decades, right? And he's trying to say, well, it's still possible because this guy built this amazing physique, but he leaves out the fact that the person that he's talking about had been training for a long period of time and grew up with fitness as a part of his life. In fact, this video, if you guys aren't subscribed to Mud Pit, check out this video. I'll post a link down in the info section below. Here it is right here. Let's hear his reaction because he says it perfectly to Jeff Nippert talking about Steve Reeves from 1947. Here
This
we go.
photo, Steve Reeves is 21 years old, at 6 foot 1 inches tall, 215 pounds, and what looks to be around 10, maybe 12% body fat. Now, he actually wasn't the biggest guy that I could find from this era, but I do think he was the most aesthetic. And the real reason that I picked Steve Reeves as an example of a natural bodybuilder from the pre-steroid era is that literally everyone agrees that this physique is 100% achievable naturally, right? Right?
Not gonna lie, kind of looks like me. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, shit.
Damn that I'm not natty.
Well, obviously there are nut jobs out there who just believe every single person with a good physique is on steroids. Just like there are a lot of nut jobs out there who think Hussein...
I want to say something on that too, because obviously I'm making these videos and these guys look incredible, right? I don't think everyone who's better looking than me is not natural. This is something that my dad told me the first thing, gained attention, loss of respect. My stepdad told me the other thing. No matter how big you are, no matter how strong you are, no matter how shredded you are, there will always be someone out there bigger than you, stronger than you, and more shredded than you. And that wasn't said to me to like demotivate me. That was said to me so that I would keep my eye on the prize of it always being about me versus me. That's why in my last video I told you guys it should be about you versus you. If these guys, whether they're natural or not, inspire you to go to the gym and train hard as and get amazing results, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I looked up to Arnold growing up. Pretty much everybody I knew looked up to Arnold.
Yeah, like you can see the difference in the nipples. I don't know. Who knows? He's also not as lean as that other guy. And Hussein uses a crazy amount of fucking filters. Yeah, anybody could be on gear, but...
Anticipated debate here. We have Rabbi Shmuley and Gary, the numbers guy. Guys, I really appreciate you guys coming on. We're going to try to keep this as respectful as possible and have a productive conversation. So thank you to the both of you guys. So
let's do this.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so I'm not sure who wants to get started first. Who wants the opening statement?
I mean, listen. Let's get the show started. Rabbi Shmuley, before we start disagreeing, I thought I'd say something that maybe we'd possibly both agree on. I have a belief the Jews happen to be the people with the highest IQ. Do you agree, sir?
I'm not hearing anything.
Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now I can. Is the connection with me? Because I'm on Wi-Fi now, so I should.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let me start that one more time.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I want to start off with something I think both of us can agree on before we start disagreeing. So my belief is Jews happen to have the highest IQ. Do you agree with that, Rabbi Shmuley?
You know what?
Yeah, Rabbi Shmuley's
let me see if
on
I go
the
off
stream.
of-
Rabbi's camera is like off.
No. I want to.
It's a professional. Everybody's a professional.
You don't. Okay. How does? Oh God, I can't do this. Does family values entail a mom, dad, the nuclear family? Bro.
Oh my gosh.
Of all the monetary resources, all the monetary institutions, if they're not smart, what are they doing? The 2% to own most of banks, to own most of things like for instance, Mr. Shmuley, I'd like to talk to you about morals and the nuclear family because I don't really want to talk about Gaza.
Let me answer your question for a second. You just said,
go ahead, sir.
How does 2% of the population control the world? That is
Talk to me.
biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard. It's not true. I mean, let's take Elon Musk is alone is probably 2% of like the world.
Listen, bro, we're not talking about the Fortune 500. Talk to me about the Rothschilds. Talk to me about the Rothschilds. This is no PG mainstream media type of shit. Elon is not the richest man in the world, sir.
Do you want to go in some time machine back to the Rothschilds in the 17th
The
century?
Rothschilds have way more money than Elon Musk, sir. Can we cut the games?
I know the Rothschilds. There's barely any Rothschilds left. And
And
the
are
ones
you
that,
telling me they don't have any
and they
influence,
barely
sir?
have any money. No, not at all. Who are you talking about? Which
The
Rothschild? There's
Rothschild.
one
So
major,
we're
there
talking
was
about
one,
the
there was
banking
one.
dynasty, the banking
It
dynasty
doesn't
that
exist.
ruled
It doesn't
Europe,
exist
the
anymore. It
banking
doesn't exist
dynasty
anymore.
that brought in the Federal Reserve. And you're telling me, sir, they have absolutely no power.
You know, are you
You can
speaking
laugh
to
all
me
you
from some
want.
time?
These are real questions.
Are you speaking to me from some time machine in like the 18 actually use it? She was reduced to actually using ChatGPT. She had to go and start Googling.
Okay, I mean,
Whenever you have to pull out a freaking laptop in the middle of debate, you've lost a debate. I am not.
I mean,
And that's why she won't-
you're over here
that's
cheerleading
why
beating
she
a
won't-
woman in a debate.
That's
She's
why
a
she
woman.
won't debate. Now you're using male.
And guess what? I don't give a fuck what people think about me. But as a nation, you're causing yourself trouble because the people who are watching, like Tyson, the people his age, are going to grow up and they're going to cut Israel off. And it's going to be because of arrogant ass Zionists like you.
Okay. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Take a breath, my brother. Take a breath. Are you ready for me to respond?
Shoot.
Because I'm coming at you, man. I hope you're ready. Let me tell you something, Gary. That was the most weak-ass Jewish tirade I have ever. You're basically a Jewish sheep, man. You are the whole reason that Jews have been slaughtered and annihilated for thousands of years. You are freaking. You may as well just say bad at me. All of a sudden, they've destroyed freaking Iran that has 80 million people. They destroyed their air defenses, their nuclear facilities. They've destroyed the Houthis. They've destroyed Hezbollah. They've destroyed. There's a new generation of Jews who are actually brave and courageous, who look at people like you as weaklings and sheep. You are just you're just another Jewish sheep who wants us to die and maybe
I want us to die. I want myself to. You hear this guy?
But I will tell you what's really going to happen. You're afraid that the youth of this country are going to turn against the Jews. The exact opposite. The world is being inspired by Israel. You know, 1 out of 4 Americans is an evangelical Christian. They are Trump's base. They are MAGA. Not you think you're MAGA. You're not. It's the evangelicals. They are with Israel 1,000%. They know that Jesus was Jewish. They know they're blessed through Israel. We have an evangelical ambassador in Washington, Mike Huckabee, greatest friend we have. We have Trump, the greatest president and friend of Israel. We have all of that. And it's not because of people like you. Your vote doesn't even matter. And these young people you're speaking about, they don't even vote at all.
I voted for Trump.
It's the evangelical. George Marshall, who was the Secretary of State.
What does his first name matter?
And he was a 5.
Whatever. Just whatever. Let's play Toads. Let's practice some Toads. Yeah, around that one fucked level. No, I'm not an F-list. Stop fucking asking the same question over and over and over again, dipshit. Fuck. Oh. Ah. Yeah, what the fuck? Sometimes it just slows down, inexplicably. I don't know if there's something wrong with, like, the D-pad on my controller or some shit, but, even when I use the analog stick... Dodo donates $2, please react.
Could anyone that has elite level or way above average genetics look like that if they put in the hard work while being 100% natural? Yes. The thing is, did he? And the answer is no. Coach Greg, in today's video, I'm going to show you something shocking, and I don't think that you're going to believe me. I'm going to tell you that Chris Williamson is, in fact, a fake natty. And I know you're thinking, but his physique isn't outstanding. He's not as jacked as those other guys that you said were natural, and he's been training his entire life. Don't you think that if you trained for 15 years, that you could look like that while being...
I usually only visit this incel site for a good laugh, but this post is actually a Hoffin gem when it comes to online dating. Please read it all and tell me what you think.
Concept, experience, understand how bitches work. Flirty opener, random women respond positively and others didn't like it. The thing is that some women respond great to whatever I say with enthusiastic answers, and some of them think that my flirt vibe is stupid. It is not linked to their looks. Here, most users think that if I were Chad, every bitch would follow through. Wrong. If a woman is not DTF, not even the greatest of moggers will convince her. Sorry, made up her mind. And you have men trying to convince down to fuck bitches and wondering why they have to fight so much. When I invite women to my apartments, some of them won't do it until the second time. Some of them will get scared because I move fast and others will look. No, some are available to progress but prefer slow. Others obviously don't fuck. It's not exclusive to OLD, considering you look good. Stop giving yourself the burden of rejection. Okay, great. Yeah, if you want easy, cheap, quick sex, date a girl who wants easy, cheap, quick sex. Thanks for the donation, dude.
100% natural. Could I do it? Yup. Could Chris Bumstead do it? Absolutely.
Gary, vegan donators. Gary was about to say something here. Do you remember if he ever told you what it was? I think you forgot to get back to it, so he was holding his thought forever. Pecking order, and I think it's a way of asserting dominance.
Man, that's a good point, Richard. That's a good point.
Humans are just kind of like stupid. I think most of the decisions we make are not really logical. It's weird evolutionary crap that's deep within our brain, and yeah, it's like a dominance thing for a lot of people. We got a lot of. Oh wait, well, hold on to that thought. We got a lot of donations to go through.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for the donation.
Could anyone that has elite level or way above average genetics look like that if they put in the hard work while being 100% natural? Yes. The thing is, did he? And the answer is no. I know that you're saying, oh, well, you've lost all credibility because one guy who's way more jacked than he is, you say that he's natural, and guys that you say have way less muscle, you say they're not natural. The ultimate determining factor if somebody is natural or enhanced isn't the end result physique. It's not how good it is. It's whether or not they achieved it without using performance-enhancing drugs. And if they did, they're not natural. And so Chris Williamson, he has a great podcast. He's definitely obsessed with being the best version of himself in everything. He puts in the work. I don't know how many hours a week this guy works, but it's got to be through the roof. He wants to be perfection. I watched in his interview with Mike Israetel. He went on about how he was meditating for an hour a day. He's at arguably close to single-digit body fat year-round, and he has an amazing physique. The people in the comment section, they're saying things like, you look like Sebum, and it isn't just the mustache, it's the fact that he's very tall, he's got the blonder hair, he's got a smaller waist, and he does have a lot of muscle. Now, you may be brainwashed because what we're being shown is the top 1% of the top 1%. The best of the best. When he's collaborating with a guy like Mike Thurston, or Mike Israetel, Chris Bumstead, the list goes on and on. You're thinking, well, he doesn't quite have as much muscle as them, and so he must be natural. It doesn't work like that.
I ruptured an Achilles. Which one did I rupture? Right side. God damn it, you got it right.
Look at the calves, the detail, the definition, the size. That is a lot of muscle. He is very lean.
It looks amazing. We just know our shit.
It looks amazing. And so they're analyzing his physique. He's just standing there. He's not flexing. He's not sucking in his stomach. He's not flaring his lats. He's not sticking his chest out. He's not posing to make himself look like he's on steroids. He's just literally standing there. And so what do we see? Massive forearms. I mean, his forearms almost look at the size of his biceps. Do you not see just how thick his forearms actually are? And look at the vascularity into the forearms and going up to the biceps, and not just the main bicep vein, but coming from the side to the side. That means he's very lean, certainly approaching 10% body fat.
A typical week for me is chest and back Monday, shoulders and arms Wednesday, legs Friday, shoulders and arms Saturday.
And so he's not even training each body part twice a week. Mike Israetel goes through his body, basically says everything is amazing except for your biceps and your shoulders. But remember, bro is very tall, over 6 feet tall, and so it takes more time.
Go sentientist donatillers. This is basically every welfarist non-vegan animal exploiter.
What are you studying?
Fall monster. Hey. Well, I'm studying because I think the death penalty is a horrific thing and I want to do something about it.
Like what?
So, I'm studying to be an executioner. Oh, capital punishment is such a horrific thing. If I can, as an executioner, change things up a little bit, making their deaths a little less painful.
It's not exactly the same thing, like not really at all. Thanks for the donation though, dude.
To put on more muscle. When I look at his physique is better than 99% of men. He's already a top 1%er. Could he use more size in the biceps? Of course. You know who else could? Chris Bumstead, and last I checked, Chris is not natural. Let me make it clear, he runs, he does his cardio, he does his weights, he must in fact eat a healthy diet. He cares about not only his physique, his persona. So many fitness influencers, the likes of Chris Bumstead, Dr. Mike Isertel, the list goes on and on. Would you...
I'm fairly sure there's a good chance he's natty.
not feel somewhat normalized to you?
Like, I don't know why Greg would assume he's
do steroids or
something.
performance-enhancing drugs of any sort. And so I don't think that Chris Williamson has the mindset of, if I use steroids, SARMs, whatever, that I'm a cheater. I think he has the mindset of, if it can help me to look natural, of course not. And so if it hadn't been like this, they're probably not.
Like, he doesn't have the crazy hard nipples either.
Natural. Does that mean that he's not natural? Of course not. And so if it hadn't been for this specific evidence where he's talking about it, I would have said, well, maybe he is natural. I wouldn't have bothered to make the video. But let's get the information from Chris Williamson himself.
So you might remember that about 6 months ago, I started working with Marek Health, but my testosterone went from 495 to 1006.
And so already, are you now more skeptical as to whether Chris Williamson is 100% natural? He went to Marek Health. They're going to get some blood work. And of course, they're going to test his testosterone levels. And lo and behold, they came back at 496, which is totally natural, totally normal, nothing wrong with that. And so I believe at that point that Chris is natural. I have no reason to doubt him, aside from his, why wouldn't he? There's nothing wrong with that.
And I just had my 6-month check-in after a ton of lifestyle interventions and diet changes, training changes, more prioritization of sleep, supplements that they put me on as well.
Now, if you come back at 496...
Supplements. They could have just given him a zinc supplement. Who knows? Like, he said supplement. Whatever. Fucking cares. Black is whack. White is right. Donate $2.
African coalition in the migrant camp used the access tunnels for entry.
Foreign overweight worker.
Hey, white boy, this is our country.
Obese cuckold fetishist.
Hey, you can't be back here. Sorry, man. Jewish tunnel policy. You need to leave.
Jungle animals.
Fuck is you looking at, huh? Cracker?
Jewish women actively wanting
Okay.
A society that tells teenage boys pretty clearly, if you do not create value, you are nothing. There is nothing inherently worth caring about you for. And it's turned men into these overly masculine, unnecessarily competitive productivity machines. And I find it infuriating when a therapist gets in there and tries to undo all that good work.
A real man is supposed to be on suicide watch while in a Lamborghini.
This year, we lost our highest earner because he forgave his dad.
Tragic.
Women solve their trauma. Men are supposed to figure out how to harness it and ride the gold-plated jet ski it buys them into an early grave. We
The first question is whether there is anyone who is so rich that Republicans think they don't need a tax giveaway. My amendment says anyone who earns more than $10 million a year won't get a tax cut, and I want to know if Republicans will agree to that.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. Those do have it.
No one making more than $100 million per year should get a tax cut.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. The noes appear to have it.
No tax reduction in liability for those making more than $500 million.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. The noes appear to have it.
Yeah, because they really need a tax break. Fucking retarded.
Florida's industries have been hit pretty hard because of all these deportations.
Oh my god.
And Governor Ron DeSantis has a solution for that gap in labor. From The Guardian, a bill that progressed this week through the Republican-dominated state Senate seeks to remove numerous existing protections for teenage workers and allow them, in the Florida governor's words, to step into the shoes of immigrants who supply Florida's tourism and agricultural industries with dirt cheap labor.
Well, that wasn't a great idea, was it? Thanks for the donation. Black is whack, white is right. Okay, donate $2. I know this guy's pro-pal and kind of retarded, but he spit some facts here.
The Australian government is banning under 16s from...
Yeah, I've already watched that video. Thanks for the donation, dude. Sengoku donate $2. This is why I like older women. They say shit like this.
3 hours state that you talking about?
Well, the more you have, or the longer you have it, the more energy you can harvest. It's like getting a massage for 15 minutes versus getting one for 90 minutes. In a 90-minute session or a 3-hour session, you fully unwind. You're not expecting any kind of interruptions. You've carved out this sacred sanctuary with yourself and your partner, and then you're able to connect and harvest and really build up this energy over that time period. The average session is like 3 minutes to 5 minutes, right? Actually speaking, men are like fire. They're quick to ignite and quick to extinguish. Women are like water. They're slow to boil, but they keep on boiling. And so women...
That is horseshit. If you're talking about, like, penetrative vaginal sex, I think most women don't prefer having sex over 20 minutes. So that is absolute horseshit. Like, dude, if you're fucking for 3 hours, like, getting dicked, you're gonna be sore as shit after.
usually don't even scratch the surface of their potential. If they're really well fucked and well pleasured and hit these high notes of ecstasy, then they're insatiable. They just keep wanting it.
That chick seems like a weirdo. Thanks for the donation, Sengoku. Jamie Logan saves animals and $2. Did you end up watching Jamie Logan's interview with Gary Rafsky in past stream?
When it
no,
comes
I haven't yet. I'm gonna do it later. Thanks for the donation, dude. Yeah, okay, great. I don't know if there's something wrong with my controller. It did it again! Why is it doing that? Yeah, it just slows down for no reason. Like, I'll be going straight and then it just stops. I don't know if there's something wrong with the controller or what. It did it again. It just slowed down right after I made the turn. There... After I make the turn and change direction, like sometimes I fuck up with the turn itself, but after I make the turn, sometimes it just slows down. Fuck the left and the right. Donate $2. This sucks. Why are so many vegans so cucked to Palestine, Israel, something norm among vegan? Yeah, most vegans are fucking stupid. I'm a vegan soldier, IDF, how vegan am I, blah, 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 yeah, whatever. There's a lot of dumbass lefty communists in the vegan community, dude. What do you expect? Thanks for the donation. Yeah, and it slowed down again, just randomly. I don't know if I have to get a new controller or what, but it's weird. It just does that randomly, like the input stops. There we go.
Dumpling wider want and whiter to one right herd hour. Dr. Phil CDG in Richie here has claimed he's dating Stephanie aka some fat hoe from Australia, and I was pointing out to him that Durian Rider already ruined her pussy, and Richie said he wants sloppy seconds, so he doesn't care that Durian Rider bred Stephania.
Why did it do that? Oh my god, that is annoying. It just randomly stops. It did it again, too. Fuck the left and the right. Donate tellers, by the way, is their name that we can call the Islamist jihad ideology that demands the whole of the Holy Land to themselves and eradication of Israel Jews. Yeah, it's called Islamic jihad. Sick of people using word Zionism like it's the plague. It can just mean Jews deserve to be there too. Yeah, that's literally what it means. Thanks for the donation, dude.
VG, are you still natty? Did Durian Rider's cum leak out of Stephania's pussy when you gave her a blowjob and his cum was so strong it made you no longer natty even though Durian Rider?
Thank you. Yes, make me lose, because the thing just doesn't work. Damn it. Fucking bullshit. There we go. Yep. I think I'm gonna look for another controller that has a different D-pad. Doing this on a PlayStation controller is fucking rough. It's slowing down again. I think it's because with this D-pad, you can press both directions at the same time. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth even trying. I'm just gonna get a new controller that has a single D-pad. I'll get a, like, replica NES controller or something. Quit eating animals, don't eat chillers. This guy is based. Ripped 40. Yeah, I think I know who that is. Don't want to watch it.
Folks, this is Harris Sultan. Very happy Harris Sultan again because Muhammad Hijab, who goes by the name of Muhammad Hijab, so people can't track him down.
Oh, I thought... Oh, okay. You weren't trolling.
Alright, so looks like the live just ended, but I'm just gonna go ahead, keep filming this, and then I'll just post it. $47.
Okay. Thanks for the donation, dude. Quit eating animals, don't eat chillers. Forgot to mention he's vegan even though his name is Quit Eating Animals. He is not just vegetarian. Yeah. Okay, thanks for the donation, dude.
This big 7-foot who is so brave and afraid of nothing actually hides behind a fake name, so people can't track him down. Okay, let's move on. After his soul-crushing, embarrassing, and humiliating defeat at the hands of Douglas Murray, Muhammad Hijab has clapped back in his usual style, defiant and even more arrogant. I just don't understand where he gets this arrogance, and started defending philia, slavery, wife beating, and every time a Muslim says something benign about Islam, like look after your neighbors or take care of the orphans, you know what non-Muslims say? The first thing they put down in comments, they attack Muhammad. They attack Muhammad's marriage to Aisha. They bring up Muhammad's mistreatment of Jews, i.e. killing 700 Jews in a single day. Then sleeping with their women. People are educated about Islam like they have never been before. And these guys have done a better job than we could ever do. I think that's where they got this arrogance from, but now it's time to face the music. So Muhammad Hijab has clapped back, and this was his first response. A sincere thanks to my enemies. You worked harder than anyone to make me significant. You got destroyed in a court of law. And you're saying you're significant? I guess he believed. Look at this. David Wood. Honor. It ain't a flex. And we know you're lying by manipulating a desperate, divorced Muslim woman. When she threatened to go public, record.
It was terrifying. The boys
intimidate and provoke people, cook up fake contracts, and walk away with £100,000. This is what happened to him. I have been given a bill of £67,000 sterling laughing emoji, meaning he has no intentions to pay. He's probably going to file for bankruptcy. So congratulations, Muhammad Hijab. In your long list of successful achievements, you are now going to be a bankrupt as well. By the way, I don't know which organization is a charity watchdog in Britain, but they should look up his charity. He made a video.
Yeah, so he lost the court case and he owes $670,000. Fucking dumb cunt. Oh, you shit. Oh. Is test easy to get? Yeah, you just order it online. I think, these are too long.
I am at dinner with law professor and liberal icon Alan Dershowitz. Alan, what advice would you have for young men who want to go into law?
short term and long term. Short term is going to immigration law. That's the future in the next 10 years. We could be living through an immigration crisis. The Trump administration is obviously overusing immigration laws, perfectly appropriate to use them against criminals and bad people, but they're being used today against families, etc. And you can help. You can really help a lot of people. So short-term immigration law. Long-term, pick a career in which you wake up every morning saying, I can't wait to get to work. Never utter the following words, thank God it's Friday. Say, thank God it's Monday. You want your work to be central to the quality and fun of your life. So pick a career that gives you that benefit.
Professor, thank you so
Dummy dumb cunt 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 dummy dumb cunt. Hi, I'm Paul.
Hello, Paul. Thanks for the donation. That's a nice car.
Bro, I don't have access to GH, or I don't want to inject because I'm a pussy. You know, I'm afraid of needles. Even though I have a gazillion tattoos, I'm afraid to administer exogenous growth hormone by myself because the needle is so large. So much larger than when I was getting tattoos. Can I run MK677? Welcome to Vigorous PEDs. I'm Coach Steve. Let's compare pharmaceutical-grade growth hormone versus generic growth hormone versus growth hormone secretagogues, of which some of actually are FDA approved and pharmaceutical grade. But unfortunately, most of the pharmaceutical-grade growth hormone secretagogues are not really that effective. And I'm just going from my experience and the experience that I see with some of my clients. Some of them are actually prescribed FDA-approved growth hormone secretagogues, and then they switch to a non-FDA-approved growth hormone secretagogue or a generic.
Don't enslave the homeless to each other. Did you ever try this? If you did, apparently it used to be less good, but now they changed the recipe and it's really good. It's banana-based milk. Its protein comes from sunflower seeds. I've never seen that. It has about 0 protein, so yeah, 1 gram of protein per serving, so it has like no protein. I wouldn't really bother drinking that unless I was putting it in like a recipe or I just wanted a treat if it was really good. Like if I was making cookies and wanted to dunk the cookies in something or something like that, but I wouldn't have that as like a normal daily thing because it's just so low in protein. Thanks for the donation though, don't enslave the homies.
What's your dream supercar?
Ariel Atom. I want to get an Ariel Atom. Thanks for the donation, lulz.
GH or pharmaceutical grade GH, and they get much better results. So I'm not really sure if they're just halting FDA approval of certain compounds because they might have a competitive edge when you look at the financial situation or the financial expenses when you compare these compounds to pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, or there's a little bit of hesitation amongst the medical community because some of the medical clinical trials are a little bit wishy-washy in their results. So for now, the growth hormone secretagogues that work and are actually pretty good when it comes to the results are not FDA approved just quite yet. They might never actually get FDA approved, but they certainly work if you get the dose that you paid for. So let's start with pharmaceutical grade GH first. My favorite, and even though it's relatively expensive comparing it to generic GH or GH secretagogues, You know, unless you're paying an arm and a leg for it, I feel that pharmaceutical grade GH, given that it's real, original, and not counterfeit, it's highly worth the price in my opinion, and the opinion of most of my clients that run pharmaceutical grade GH. So let's start there. You know, if you're prescribed growth hormone, it's going to be pharmaceutical grade, obviously, because you're going through the medical system, in which case you might suffer from growth hormone deficiency. Growth hormone is prescribed for that. Or you're HIV positive, growth hormone is prescribed for that. In certain muscle wasting diseases, growth hormone is also prescribed. Or when you're a short stature, in which case your parents are probably paying for the growth hormone and you're a kid and you shouldn't be watching this video on YouTube. You should just listen to your doctor and follow their treatment so you can gain a little bit of height due to your growth hormone deficiency. Let's start there because the quality is universally the same amongst all the brands because the World Health Organization standardized the amount of units for each brand of growth hormone, 1 IU of growth hormone being 0.33 milligrams of somatropin, being growth hormone, a medical name for growth hormone. So 1 IU equals 0.33 milligrams of somatropin. 1 milligram of growth hormone will give you 3 units. Now, some of the pharmaceutical grade companies produce in vials with a lyophilized puck of 18 units of growth hormone, or some of them produce in 6 units or 9 units of growth hormone, and others produce in pens now that the manufacturing process has been optimized to keep these compounds into solution and have them stable at room temperature for
Are you familiar with this guy? He's one of the biggest Palestine faggot cucks I've seen in a while.
IDF is.
Yeah, I know this guy. He's a waste of time. I don't give a shit. It's a grift. That guy just makes this content because it makes money. He just found some stupid way to go viral on YouTube and TikTok, and then he just makes this stupid fucking shit. Hello, are you Israel? Why do you hate Palestine? Why do you want to kill children? Oh, you're so mean. That's literally every one of his videos. I hope he falls down a set of stairs and knocks his teeth out. Thanks for the donation, though, Unicorn Jizz.
To 30 days. So nortropin, genotropin. Well, genotropin is also lyophilized, but it comes in a pen that you need to mix yourself. For the guys that use genotropin, let me give you a little bit of a hint of advice so you don't waste precious milliliters of reconstituted growth hormone. When you twist the A to B and you twist the B to C, do that very, very slowly. In between A to B, you make sure that everything dissolves. So you twist A to B, you put it back in the fridge, you let that reconstitute. And once it's reconstituted, you slowly twist B to C. You know, for the guys that are never used pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't worry, hopefully at one point you will get your hands on, you know, those beautiful genotropin pens. When you're twisting B to C, do that slowly. As soon as you see a little hint of liquid at the top of the syringe, inject and then twist B to C. Because if you don't do that, all this beautiful reconstituted growth hormone will shoot out, comparable to that monstrous ejaculation protocol. You guys know what I mean. Yeah, it will shoot out and you'll waste a couple units in your precious money. And now all that growth hormone will be on the floor. So that's the method going forward using genotropin. Talking from first-hand experience, wasting a few dollars in the process. So please keep that in mind. Now, some of the pharmaceutical grade companies are already reconstituted and come in the form of a pen or a cartridge. Some of the pens use cartridges which you can exchange, and some of the pens are a single system allowing you to throw it away after you're done with your growth hormone treatment. Now, that's pretty much the pharmaceutical grade companies. Of course, there's many different brands. I'll list them up here so you guys can see and compare if the company, the product that you bought is actually pharmaceutical.
Vegan Gaming donators, do you want us to stop donating stuff for a while so you can play Frogger? Well, I'm not going to play it right now because that level seems to be impossible to beat with a PlayStation controller. I'm going to look for some kind of replica NES controller because the D-pad is making it impossible to play that one level. Thanks for the donation, though, Vegan Gaming.
Pharmaceutical grade or not. That's the entire list of what's actually first world pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, and it's available in many different countries. If you're not really sure, actually pharmaceutical grade. Or not. That's the entire list of what's actually first world pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, and it's available in many different countries. If you're not really sure if your product is pharmaceutical grade, you simply go to drugs.com and type it in there. And there you will find all the growth hormone products.
No, I don't. He's not a bodybuilder, and that guy's a lying piece of shit.
Products which are FDA approved in the Western world and parts of the second and third worlds, and which countries you can actually find them in under prescription. Generics or Indian generics, which in most cases the Indian generics are also produced in China, but they're shipped to India and then, you know, either produced in vials or, you know, labeled or whatever. I don't really know. I don't use generics anymore. But for the guys that are interested in using generics, a couple things to keep into consideration. Your genetic growth hormone might be relabeled growth hormone releasing peptide 6 or 2 or ipamorelin or sermorelin or hexarelin or, TB500, which actually compares relatively with the prices from what I've seen. So it wouldn't be all too bad if your growth hormone generics are actually TB500. You would still get a little bit different effects. Why my joints feel so good? Why was my systemic inflammation down? When I was expecting fat loss, improved sleep quality, and sweet hyperplasia. Again, with generics, you don't really know because there's only one company in China which is actually FDA approved and has manufacturing facilities all over the world. That being Gintropin. as far as I can understand, based that the Chinese FDA is not really accessible to me. So from what I understand, gintropin is FDA approved in China, just like norditropin is FDA approved in many different countries. Gintropin is found in several different countries as well.
No, I can't tell you the website I buy from on YouTube, obviously.
But there's also a lot of counterfeits, which you have to keep into mind. Now, I believe that gintropin follows the same standards as the World Health Organization, meaning that one vial of 10 IUs gives you 3 milligrams of actual somatropin growth hormone, 1 IU being the same quality as all the other pharmaceutical grade companies out there that are prevalent in the Western world. But everything else, the quality is a little bit wishy-washy and far between. Some of the generic GH could actually be 100% purity or 98% purity with no contaminants, sterility, and a vacuum, which you really have to pay attention to when you buy Chinese generics or Indian generics or anything else that comes in that, very distinct 10 IU vial. If there's no...
Yeah, the vials I get are vacuumed. Like, they're very clearly vacuumed.
Vacuum, it could mean that it's been repackaged. Now, a lot of the underground labs, they like to have their little logo, little insignia on the package. But when they purchase, Chinese generics and they ship a couple thousand vials to wherever they're labeling and repackaging these GH vials, they might flip off or take off all the tops and then put their own tops on top, which means the vacuum is lost. So vacuum, if there's no vacuum on your Chinese generics, I would not consider using that because removing the vacuum automatically subjects your...
Yeah, I got some good shit. Mine's vacuumed.
Lyophilized pucks to contaminants, and some of the bacteria and contaminants actually feed on the growth hormone peptide bonds. So when you reconstitute the Chinese generics or the Indian generics, and you see that the solution is cloudy, just like they mentioned in pharmaceutical grade growth hormone or insulin or IGF-1 or any other peptide like ACG or HMG, if the solution is cloudy, do not use under any circumstance, because now the peptide bonds are denatured and you no longer get the effect that you expect from exogenous growth hormone or insulin or IGF-1 or whatever other peptide that denatures into other peptides. You might even get a severe immune system response, just like people got from porcine insulin when it was first introduced. Porcine insulin is not completely bioidentical to human insulin, and the purification process might result in other proteins within the porcine insulin when administered. And that immune system response is really not pleasant. Now, personally, I've always understood that you should never inject cloudy peptides, whether it's growth hormone, insulin, etc. So I've never had this immune system response myself, but I've heard it from several people at the gym or clients that have used denatured peptides in the past, and they get all these welts and redness and maybe even infection. So again, if you reconstitute and it turns into a cloudy mess, just toss it, and you might want to reconstitute a couple other vials in that batch. If they all turn cloudy, it means there was an issue in the transportation process. Look at it this way: let's say it's being stored in some hot warehouse somewhere in Asia, and then
mine aren't cloudy.
It goes in the plane, it freezes because the cargo hold of the airplane is pretty freaking cold, and then it goes to the postal service.
I don't think human growth hormone grows your penis.
So maybe it heats up again, and now all these protein bonds are break apart and denature. And you can actually compare that to cooking eggs. When you have eggs, it has a lot of protein inside, which is all curled up into little bundles, allowing the water to stay into a liquid form. And tremendous water retention, or blood pressure increases, or impurities again in the manufacturing process. You have to keep all of that into consideration, because some guys need 4, 6, maybe even 8 units of growth hormone, in which case you want to keep those side effects as low as possible, and you have no choice but to go with a pharmaceutical grade company, because you want the actual results and mitigate the most amount of side effects as possible. And even, I've used gintropin in the past.
I started taking testosterone and growth hormone day 1. I can't tell if one caused water retention or the other did, but I did notice a little bit of extra water retention, but it's gone away since then. All right. I'm gonna go to bed now. But I hope you all had fun. So, big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. Should be on tomorrow. Again, I'll try to start the stream earlier. I needed to just take a nap later in the day. After training and everything, I was just absolutely fucked. So, I go nappy nap time. But thanks again, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. And sweet dreams.